Stay low.
Greetings, people of Earth. My name is Rob Whelan. I am an author, game designer, and professional learner. With me tonight are my good friends and compatriots, the Theater of the Mind players, as we make our way to our final episode for the season of Masks Future Shock. Theater of the Mind players is a collection of professional nerds, local actors, and talented amateurs, or maybe talented actors and local amateurs. But either way, who have come together to spread the joy of gaming to the general public. Live streaming is a very big deal right now, and it's it's doing a great job of taking out one of the main issues of experiencing tabletop RPGs, which is in the past you've needed to know somebody who
Game Sherpa.
Right, a game Sherpa, an apprenticeship. I like game Sherpa. I'm going to use game Sherpa from now on. And so now there's an explosion of live streams of tabletop RPGs, but the majority of them are Dungeons and Dragons, and they don't need our help. But there are plenty of which isn't to say Dungeons & Dragons is an excellent game. I love 5e, and if you are the type of person who's like, how do I get my 10-year-old kid into playing D&D, go out and buy the starter set. It's $20, if that. You can usually find it for way cheaper. It's amazing. But for those folks who maybe are looking for a different genre, a different style of game, we're here to play a bunch of those games so that people get a better chance of experiencing a bunch of other games. Because a lot of times people get very sort of like, what is that game like? Is that D20? I don't know. And by recording our sessions, we're hoping that we can get people to try different games. Excuse me. Especially as, people play enough of D&D and decide, okay, let's try something else.
Join us.
So, tonight we are playing Masks, A New Generation. It's a game from Magpie Games, and it is a teen superhero drama RPG. If you're a fan of things like Teen Titans or Masks, or Young Justice or Miss Marvel, or any type of show that or comic that highlights the interpersonal drama between teenagers who also can, fly and lift cars and things like that. Masks is an excellent game to do. Are we getting a promo from those guys? Are you holding out on us that Ethan's just going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Glug, 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 glug. Boy, this is a tasty, refreshing beverage from Lakefront Brewery.
It is.
Lakefront.
Thanks, JJ.
So now that we derailed my discussion of Masks, Masks is also a member of the Powered by the Apocalypse game family, which I think is a very excellent and easy way to play RPGs. I don't have to roll dice, which I'm actually a little sad about, because I did the math and of the games that we're doing, I don't really get to roll dice until like June or July.
No dice for you.
Yeah, so, but it's a very simple game structure, and it goes like this. When players wish to make a move that affects the fiction or the play area, they roll 2 6-sided dice, and they add something on their character sheet. Usually it is one of their labels. Sometimes these labels are positive, sometimes they're negative. But either way, they add them to the die roll, and then there are sort of 3 areas of resolution. If the die roll is 10 or better, then the players generally get what they want. They do something really, really cool. They get to impress their friends and tell people how they are awesome. If the die roll is 6 or less, the players mark potential, which is essentially experience points, and I get to make a move against them, which usually is going to be dramatic and challenging and difficult because, superheroes, when they fail, tend to have challenging things happen to them. If the number is between 7 to 9. They generally get what they want, but I also get what I want a little bit, and it tends to be a complicated success of, well, I did this thing, but, and then this other thing happens. Those are the basic strictures, and we'll be explaining how the game works as we play. But I guess I'm also kind of assuming that if you're watching our season finale, you're not jumping in right here.
But if you are, welcome.
Yeah, but if you are welcome, we appreciate it, and we also do have available for your perusal if you're like, say, these kids are fun to watch. I want to go check out their previous adventures. You can do that on Twitch. You can definitely do that on our YouTube channel, and you can definitely do that on our podcasts, which we've broken up into tiny hour-long-ish bites so that you can listen to them while you're commuting or at the gym or wherever your ear holes seek out podcasts. So, now that
you're ignoring everybody at work.
Completely ignoring everybody at work. Like, if Carol brings that fish sandwich...
I'm listening to a training right now. Can you come back later?
That sounds very well rehearsed, Jordan.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Completely theoretically happening at my work that I've never done before. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the particular premise of this show. Future Shock is about a team of teen heroes that has been brought together by the mass vigilante White Owl, who has decided to bequeath her wisdom onto a younger generation of heroes, partially because her secret identity is also the mayor of the city, which means that she doesn't have as much time to run around in a cape and cowl and beat up bad guys. But also, as we shockingly discovered last session, may not be in the hero game for much longer in general due to a
case of death.
A slight case of tumor that was discovered by the heroes last week. Now, the overarching story arc has been about the Supr application. That's SUPR, and it is much like Uber, but instead of calling a cab or a driver, if you see a crime or are attacked, you activate the Supr app, and a superhero comes running. Unfortunately, the heroes have discovered that the mastermind behind Supr, a modern generation hero, that's not the right word, individual jerk face by the name of Trust, did not disclose that the heavy users of Supr were going to have chips implanted into them, which in theory meant that they didn't have to worry about, losing their phone or anything. But in actuality, they discovered that those chips were allowing Trust to take over these heroes one by one by one by one and become something of a super army.
That's why it's really important to read the terms and conditions.
Yes, if they would have read, that's right there on the 37th page of the EULA. Like, I mean, we're like, yeah, scroll.
Death wasn't bolded, mind control wasn't bolded. We're fine.
That's fine. Or they just updated the terms after like the first one, and then then slid in the. Oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna put in mind
terms.
control.
Would you like to read?
No, not really. I just want to keep playing my Candy Slash game.
Candy Ninja.
Yes.
Quasi cupcakes.
So great.
Also, Terry Crews, call us if you're on the show.
Please.
That's Terry Crews.
So, our heroes have stayed free of the influence of Supr, but things came to a head last week when they discovered, when they discovered that Trust was not, in fact, the mastermind behind the Supr application, but instead a AI or an uploaded consciousness. We don't really know. We didn't really stop to ask the mastermind supervillain what he was. But it was reflected in Gold Standard, who was the original Golden Age tech hero who Trust inherited all of his money and gadgets and stuff from. Appeared in a AI version to talk about and reveal that it was his idea to turn Supr from just a app of convenience into something that would control an army of mega powered individuals. So, with that terrible summary complete, let's talk a little bit about the heroes who will be fighting here on Future Shock in our final episode. And let's start with our legacy hero, who had some stuff happen here last week. So we'd like the performer to introduce yourself, talk about your character, both the playbook that you chose. Playbooks are sort of the classes of the game, and the most memorable thing that happened to you last week. So a lot of memorable stuff happened last week. So in previous sessions, people have been like, "What was it? I can't." And then last week, I think it's going to be. I had like 3 things. I got to pick one. Come on.
If I talk really fast, I can slip by Rob and just say all of them.
It's going to be a little bit like the wrap up of the Ant-Man guy of the Marvel Cinematic. So
my name is Jordan Fishburne. I play out of our legacy character class. It's a legacy hero where you're part of a line of heroes that are holding on to a specific legacy, as you probably guessed from what's on the tin. My character's name is Arete. That's the hero lineage that she's from. Her real name is Palamusa. She goes by Pale to her friends. You won't hear it very often.
Never.
Yeah. But last episode, I'm gonna go with the most dramatic. I'm gonna go with the funnest one for me that I almost lost my mind during. Part of my character's sort of gimmick legacy thing is that she hasn't unlocked all of her potential superpowers yet. She's still coming into her own. In last episode, I finally partially obtained that by being able to summon my shield, which is part of my ability class that I created for.
And you don't want to mention these circumstances that happened, dude?
You said I could only choose one. But just in case you were wondering, it's because my aunt, who plays the prior member of my legacy,
Mademoiselle Arete.
Arete.
Not the name.
Nope. She has been brainwashed too by this creepy golden standard thing. We found out last episode. It was very shocking. Palamusa was a bit pissed off. So during this power play between Arete and her aunt, she was able to summon the shield, which pulled it away from her aunt Arete, which was pretty dramatic and intense, and I loved it. It was so great. And then I got stabbed.
I mean, that's going to happen in your role-playing games.
That's
gonna
how it usually plays out.
Yeah. Oh, I meant in real life. No.
What happened to the parking lot?
Well, we all know who it was.
Perdona me.
Et tu, brute.
I mean, it's not like you have a bunch of knives. Oh, yeah, it was you. Okay, so, all right. So let's move on to our next mind player.
Hello, I'm Tony Cheek. I'm an actor and a writer, and I am playing the Scion, who is the child of a supervillain, who, by the way, is named Moonshot, and we met them a couple episodes back. His name is Horizon. His secret identity is Sean Braddock.
It's not a secret anymore.
I think... Oh, never mind. No, I think that was right. His secret identity is what people aren't supposed to know.
I don't know.
Like Peter Parker.
What are we talking about?
Is Spider-Man, but his secret identity.
Are y'all having like a joint stroke?
Never mind.
We're debating on
if Tony said that right.
Depending on your frame of reference,
which
would Horizon be your secret identity?
Oh, is this
Or
the...
would
No.
Sean Braddock
Was
be your
it the
secret?
chicken or the egg?
Well, I'm pretty sure
first?
most people probably know Horizon. They probably don't.
In
know
this
Sean
group,
Braddock.
but in the world, most people know Sean Braddock. Because you're...
Do we need to have the...
No.
Is Batman the real identity and
Or
or
is
is
it
Bruce
Bruce
Wayne
Wayne?
discussion?
Should I keep going?
Yes. keep going.
All right. So
I have no idea where that bus came from.
Me and Ethan were on the same page,
Yep.
okay?
Anywho, I forgot where I was, but I think I said everything.
What happened to you last week?
Let's see.
2 weeks ago. The last time that we did
Yeah.
the thing.
I've been calling it last week. It's fine.
Yeah, last
Previously on Masks.
last
episode.
issue, last whatever. A lot of good stuff happened. He was on a roll until someone fucked it up, and now he failed. And that's probably the biggest thing, is that he was on a roll. He could have saved his 2 friends, but he got caught by Trust. And then he was put on a slab with his 2 buddies until
I saved you.
eventually. And yeah, now he's now he's up shit creek.
Well, not...
Shirt creek.
All right. So, let's move on to our next mind player.
Hi, I am Tawny Thompson, an actor and fight choreographer here in the Milwaukee area. I am playing La Protege. I don't know why I just went French with that.
You're
It
very
happens.
French today. I
What's
didn't
the
know.
French day? Frey. The
That's a
protege. Quinn Elliott, also known as the Sparrow.
Which
one's
wait,
secret identity, Ethan?
wait. The Sparrow?
The Sparrow.
Not
Not teeny tiny
Dark-
baby sparrow.
not Dark Feather or
Not Darkwing Duck.
or
Yeah. Let's get dangerous.
Death Duck. I don't know.
Death Duck. Way better than Death Dumb.
Then I gotta go Disco Duck.
Yeah.
Kill Quack. Like, I don't know. That feels like the
Quack kills.
night.
Feather
That-
down.
See, Quack Kills seems like that's the series of
The
episodes
PSA.
where that's the series of episodes where everything gets super dark. Like that's when Batman goes from
Yeah.
I'm Adam West to I'm Frank Miller.
So this episode, the one that we're about to play, it's that one.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So just the Sparrow.
The Sparrow.
Interesting.
The Sparrow.
It's you're never gonna get away from it.
You don't have influence over me.
I know, you took it away right
You're
away.
welcome.
I think you just took a powerful blow there.
I'm playing the world's smallest violin for Arete.
I'm not the one that just got.
You have no influence over me.
I have influence over Tawny Thompson.
See, this-
That's all that matters.
We should make a card for that.
Sorry, viewers.
Anybody else
Anyhow.
hearing Sarah from the Labyrinth?
Anyhow.
So every week, the protege has been choosing a different name to try and reassert her identity. What made you choose the Sparrow this week?
I think the realization that the owl has taken the training wheels off over the last few in-game months.
Well, also out of game ones.
Okay, yeah. Over the last few months, the owl has really been taking off the training wheels in a way that I don't think Quinn noticed as it was happening. So she has sort of grown into her own, she's grown into her own superhero without meaning to. Well,
Okay.
she was trying too hard to do it, but she didn't need to try as hard. And I think she's realized that she can keep that persona while putting her own stamp on it.
Nice. So the superhero was the knives that you met along the way. Is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and last but certainly not least, our final mind player.
I'm Ethan Exit Anderson, and I do stuff.
Sometimes things.
I mean, that's accurate.
Yep. I'm playing the delinquent named Figment, whose real name is Francis Bishop. Last episode, my favorite thing was sleeping
And Theraflu.
and Theraflu.
He was very ill.
And the humidifier.
I don't have any memory of that.
So that is why for tonight's episode we're going to start with you because you have some splaining to do. The last time that we saw Figment was in a battle where he chose to flee and abandon his friends.
My mother told me to.
Because his mother told him to.
My cape did not.
Oh, yeah. You don't know yet, do you?
Also, it wasn't really his mom anyways. It was a hallucination.
Ah.
Spoilers. Past spoilers? Post spoilers? No, because it was the doll hallucination that told him to do that. I was pretty sure it was the doll
it was
hallucination.
Dream
Maybe we'll figure that out. Like maybe we'll play this game. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I like metagaming. No.
I'm glad you do. I'm sure the people at home are like,
Yeah.
So, we talked a little bit about this before the lights up, but where you been, buddy? I feel like Figment has probably been dealing with the combination of guilt for running away, but also the sort of shame for having to like go back and apologize to all these people. Well, actually, let me ask you this. Are you aware of what happened to Helix?
Ooh. Yeah, you were DEFCON before that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody else had to reckon with this. I think it's time for you to.
It depends on if anyone attempted to leave a message or text.
That's
Like, I may not have replied.
That's a no from her, dog.
I probably
That's a
would
no
have.
from me, dog.
I would have tried to do that. That's
Mhm.
fair.
That's what I was thinking.
Arete would have tried to give him the news so he wouldn't be shocked by it. So
How would you have found him?
I would have
Cell phone?
yeah
Text?
tried to contact
Voice
him
message?
via
Carrier pigeon.
stuff. Maybe I did a quick spell.
She cried for him with the bones.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Arete knows that he can teleport, so it probably just made sense to assume he wasn't going to leave his cell phone behind when popping around town. So I could oh, he's at the park. I get to the park. Oh, he's on the other side of the city in a weird hotel room that he just went into. Go over there. Oh, now he's on top of the water tower. No. I don't think she was in a good place. Plus, she pretty quickly had to take Helix to Elysium.
Right.
So she would have just given him a call.
Okay.
What did that voicemail sound like?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Sup, G?
Hey.
Hello, fellow teen hero. This
knows how to
is your
speak to
leader,
people.
Arete.
No, that's on my voicemail message. This is your leader, Arete. Thank you so much for trying to give me a call. Sorry, I'm not here to take your message at this time. Please leave me a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can after I'm done fighting crime.
And then it's 30 seconds of how do I? Is it off now? Is it off now?
I
God!
thought I hit the pound key. So, the message probably would have been just very straightforward. Francis, I've been trying to reach you.
So
Felix,
pause
yeah.
it. Pause that for a second. I want to get fancy with it.
Yeah.
I feel like this is where we fade in to you listening to this message for the billionth time. So we had spoke about the you have a, what did you call it, a brood center which is like a sports center, but
I
not.
honestly don't remember what I said.
You
Well,
said brooding center.
Yeah, no, but it made perfect sense to me. Like, okay, and it's a place that only you can get to. So, what do you think that would be? I feel like that would be some sort of internal structure that does not tend to have doors.
Where does your feelings hovel? Exactly?
Yeah, where do you go to eat your feelings, for instance?
It could be a water tower type thing, or I'm trying to think someplace that's has an obvious open space.
What about
but
like a
doesn't
walled
have...
off section of like the subway or something? I'm assuming like public transit. You know, like in New York, they have sections that no longer get used
Right.
and they're just empty.
Well,
like
okay,
that'd be neat.
let's choose between those. Do you want to do like an abandoned subway station, or do you want to do a water tower?
Or a ball pit.
Where would the ball pit be?
In the water tower.
Discovery Zone. They don't exist anymore.
You just
so-
like teleported like a really big like swan floaty and just chill inside
Yes,
the water tower.
You're hanging out at the abandoned Freddy's. Okay. Yeah.
I like the subway station.
Okay.
Foot long.
So have you like redecorated it at all, or is it just still beat
Probably
down?
just still beat down.
Okay.
You would.
Didn't like
So how long has time in Halcyon City, which is where the game takes place, is sort of split into the Golden Era, the Silver Era, the Bronze Era, and the Modern Era. How long has this subway station been off the track? Like, how old are we talking here?
Probably silver.
Okay. So mid-century,
Yeah.
you know. So it's got kind of that Fallout dinge to it of like, you know, chromey bits that are decomposing and like, you know, smiling poster faces that are like, you know, kind of sad and creepy looking because they're peeling, and that's where we hear the voicemail from Arete echoing for the billionth time. So,
Hey Fig, it's me, Arete again. I just wanted to leave you a message since I can't get a hold of you. After you left, something bad happened to Helix. Sorry I'd have to tell you like this, but I'm taking her to Elysium. Hopefully they can figure out some way to help her, but we'll see you soon, okay? Bye.
and every time you listen to this message, Cape comes up around your shoulders and just snuggles up on you. What do you do?
Pretty sure I named him the Fred word.
Not much.
Okay.
Eat another slice of pizza.
Throw something against the wall.
This time it's different, though. This time, you feel a rumble. And at first you're like, oh, that's just a subway train running past because it doesn't come into the station anymore. But the rumble starts to get heavier and shake harder. And, it's at the point now where the, bits of concrete and dust are spiraling down from the ceiling. What do you do?
I guess I would leave.
Thanks.
So do you just basically zip up
Yeah.
onto the street? Cape whirls around you and you find yourself on the street, and that's when you see a massive golden foot crunch down onto the parking lot, like across the crosswalk from you. And
Do I recognize the building?
you do. Well, yeah. It's the AU Tower, except it apparently decided it was like a transformer or something. And you see, you know, it just schlumping its way and stomping through Halcyon City. And anytime, like, and it's out of a monster movie, like they're like police helicopters try to buzz it, and the arm, you know, either the arm swings at it or like these golden eye beams just go and
bad.
Hit the and actually that's what happens. There's a police helicopter that's swooping towards it, and it the head turns and the golden beams slice the tail off of the helicopter, and the component with the people inside starts spiraling to the ground. What do you do?
I would try to jump up there and see if I can teleport him to the ground.
Okay. If you're going to teleport everybody, because we've talked about how that's going to be you unleashing your powers. So go ahead and make that roll. That is plus your freak skill.
8.
You might want to swipe that die out.
Oh, we're already starting with that, huh?
You got a 1.
So you pick the dice and you just stick with them the whole time.
No.
That's how you play games.
Nope.
Nope.
I think you're the only person who is saying.
Just watch
wrong,
that one. If it
wrong,
rolls
wrong.
one again, you have
Wrong,
to. We have to
wrong,
melt it.
wrong.
It's the pink one.
We have to
You're
melt it.
wrong.
I'm glad I didn't have to roll savior for that.
That reminds me. Sparrow, what's topped and bottomed out on your labels?
I'm pretty well.
Nothing.
Okay, if you don't have any, that's fine.
I'm good.
Okay.
He's just checking how to mess with us later.
Yeah, basically.
Tony?
Tony?
is good right now.
I got none. I don't have
nothing's
any.
topped out.
No,
I
nothing.
am frightened though.
I'm great.
Okay, now that you're done lying, Jordan, can you tell me the actual?
Mundane is bottomed out.
Okay.
I'm just too awesome.
Savior, and what's the other one?
Danger.
Oh, danger.
Ooh.
What's down? Danger. All right.
Watch yourself.
Okay.
Maxed out on freak.
So,
That's rough.
when you make that move, and where am I? Here we are. Okay. So, when you unleash your powers, on a 7-9, either you mark a condition or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
Let's mark a condition.
Okay.
Guilty.
Yeah, what condition are you marking here?
Great, I just saw a giant robot. Laser beam some
fair.
things in half.
You could, if you can justify it. Like, I'm not gonna tell you how you feel about the giant robot. You have to come to your own feelings about giant robots. Welcome to therapy here. And,
That is something that's great about masks. Like they give you like this list of conditions, and you get to choose which one fits your feelings best.
how am I feeling about sucking about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Except hungry isn't one.
I think you there's almost a moment where you don't even realize that you're doing it because you're just and then once the beam hits the helicopter, it happens so fast. Foom, foom. And you've got 4 policemen all kind of hanging off of you like a barrel of monkeys. And you're back on the ground as you see boom, the chopper slam
Lands
into
in
an
an orphanage.
Oh.
Oh no! It hit the oily rags and mattress factory. Oh no! And the officers are very grateful, and they're like, I don't even know why they sent us towards that thing. What are we supposed to do about it? We were just supposed to get information, I think. And the the officer in charge, kind of puts it is like, thank you. Are you new here? Or what's your name, son?
I'm Figment.
Well, I'll tell you that was some great supering that you just did here. Like the fact that you were able to save all of us. I mean, I don't think I could. What are you part of a team? Are you?
I'm not sure.
That is fair.
Sure. We still don't have a team name, you guys.
Arete and the Rowdy Bunch.
Well, I know
I
that.
like Rowdy and I like Bunch, but I don't like.
Well, I know that Mayor Littlefeather is trying to coordinate as many heroes as possible. You obviously don't have one of those chip things, do you?
I hope not.
Well, I know that I know that some of the heroes got those chip things to enhance their powers, but from what I can tell, you're plenty powerful enough already. He is trying to influence you. He's trying to put.
Go get him, kid.
He is trying to move your freak up and your.
Thanks for saving us, you
Danger
freak.
down.
Well, no. Your freak up and your. Do you want to do freak up, danger down?
I'd say savior up.
No, yeah, freak up and danger down, because he goes on and talks about how you. It's really important that you start working with the mayor, because I don't know how, as powerful as you are, I don't know how one hero can take out that thing all by itself, and that's not even counting that. And he gestures over to another bit of the skyline where you see supers like flying around and blasting at each other and touching and hitting as the heroes that are still under the control of the Supr app are fighting with the heroes who either have been released or never got it.
I guess I will attempt to not do that.
Okay.
Hard pass.
Well, it's
That's gonna be a no from me, dog.
So that's just a straight rolls. Then
reject summon influence roll on it. You just roll it. No
add
adds.
condition?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's a powerful blow.
Yeah.
There, that's better.
Isn't this the one you wanted to fail?
Nope.
No, that's powerful blow.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Yep,
you
9.
choose one of these three things. You either clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift up one label up and one label down, your choice. Cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
I'm going to shift a label up and one down.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
I'm going to shift Savior up because I just saved his ass and it's going to make me do shit.
And freak down?
Yep.
I'm shocked that the delinquent would do something that is completely the opposite of what the authority figure tried to get him to do.
Don't you have pluses towards rejecting influence?
That's when someone tries to provoke me or pierce my mask.
Okay.
And this was just straight up, I'm using my adult influence on him.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's a cop.
Yeah.
Rollers.
F the police. Okay. So what do you do? Like you kind of take a moment and I because your savior goes up and your freak goes on, I do think you're kind of like, wait, I did do that. That was me. Maybe I can help.
You should flip him the Sparrow.
Is the Sparrow like you want to give him the finger, but you can't decide which one? So,
No,
That's way better,
it's a
Rob. It's way
vulgar
better.
so yeah, it's
Wait, is that the thing that Dane Cook was doing forever, which was like this or something? Like, I want to flip you off, but I'm not cool enough to do it.
Thank you for studying our podcast with Dane Cook, Jordan.
I'm sorry. I was trying to remember what it was.
People are now deleting their entire iPhones because of that. Thanks. Twitch is breaking.
I just dated ourselves.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I don't need any help doing
it
that.
was 107 years ago today.
I keep talking about wanting to run Tales through the Loop, and everyone at the table is like, "I was 5 in the 80s." Like,
We weren't 5 in the 80s.
I was 5 in the 80s. Everyone else was
Negative 5.
prenatal.
Hey, I was alive a month.
Yeah.
Everybody.
6 days. 10 days.
That's like
sorry.
basically the
Yeah.
same.
Nah.
Okay, so what do you do now that you've rescued the people out of the chopper? Like Cape is now pulling you towards the giant AU Stompy bot. Like, okay, let's do another one. What do you do?
I do what I want, sir. And yeah, I think I would try to teleport on top of its head.
Okay.
Just directly on top.
And wow, you're really high up. And you feel the crunch of cars and lampposts beneath the feet as you're on top of what used to be like the penthouse of the AU tower, and you see like a few feudal scattered heroes trying to laser or throw like a knife at it, or like this cutlery man. It's like, finally my chance to shine. Oh, I can only afford one knife.
Could someone please remove these cutleries from my
So once you get up there, what do you do?
I'm trying to see if I can tell if there's a cockpit.
Well, if you're
I don't know that there's an AI-ish thing controlling
What's
it,
wrong
so
with you,
I'm
man?
assuming that there's someone driving.
well, you look down into the
I wanted to make a joke about Trust. It's Trust's office is clearly the cockpit.
Hey. You look down into the sort of the below the eye lasers. Excuse me. There's like there's like kind of like the, or maybe
Nostrils.
above the. Here's where the penthouse area is, and you look down in it to see that there's nobody inside. But it has been configured so that like couches are facing forward and looking out, so like it is kind of like a weird observation deck thing. What do you do?
I go in.
Okay. There's like some like music playing, it's a big contrast. Yeah, like it's like a big it's a big contrast of like outside where you're like, "Argh!" and inside it's more like it's in the public domain, I hope. And like, I mean, we could do like Frere Jacques, I guess. Is that not, like, we really should just have a list.
That one's definitely in the public domain.
Okay, good. I'm trying to desperately remember all of the cover songs that Milwaukee Record has like local bands do, and I'm like, okay. But either way, yeah,
To start smashing shit.
okay. Well, that does seem to summon somebody, or at least something, because the elevator doors, bing, and out steps
Hulk Hogan.
Hashtag.
Hash Hogan.
Gold standard.
I'm not there.
Do I know what he looks like?
Well, you probably. I mean,
It's like, old man, we gotta get out here.
well, no, it's him in the suit.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah,
imagine
yeah.
a sort of Art
The suit's
Deco-y.
iconic enough.
Yeah, like you've been in the lobby so many times, and
And
you're
the
like,
suit was probably there.
yeah, you're like,
Mhm.
and though there is a part of you that's like, why is he wearing his like suit that he wore in like 1965? Like that's a little weird, but maybe that's the only one that still fit. I don't know. And
Figment
you
didn't
hear,
even
halt, intruder. You need to stop damaging my property, son. What do you do?
Keep smashing his shit. If there's one thing I know is that I can get away.
I like the idea that, like, when he said this, like, you're holding, like, a vase, and you just kind of stop.
And drop it?
Yeah, like, you're like... chink, chink. That's when the gold standards, the regular-sized Rudy gold standard, his golden eye beams light up, and we cut to...
Fork.
Ow! Stab.
Woe is me.
No. So once so we ended on a bit of a cliffhanger note last time, where the Arete and Horizon and Sparrow had all seen the AU tower rise up and start smashing Halcyon City. Where did you end up? Like, did you go back to the aviary to, like, suit up?
I thought we got locked in.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we can...
The security doors.
We eventually smashed
Shut.
out.
Would you-
Yeah. We can,
Arete was there.
it's up to...
My aunt Arete was there.
It's up
I
to
was
you
gonna
guys.
say, oh, mistress of the stabbed with the fucking fork and...
I'm
I'm
assuming-
a demigod, okay? I'm sure I could walk off a stab wound.
So,
Maybe.
you bring up an interesting point.
She did tell
Poison.
me before that it doesn't... It takes a lot more to put us down.
But she, like, shut down her Arete ability,
Mm,
and the spear has disappeared.
yeah.
So, like, you're bound up, and...
Oh, and also, wasn't it, like, your spear?
Yeah,
Or
it was
your
an
aunt's
it
spear?
was
So,
an
like,
Arete
it's a
spear.
god spear.
I know.
I think
I
a
was-
god spear would F with
I was being a
you
brat.
pretty bad. God spear.
So maybe this opening scene is who here are you administering? Who's administering first aid to the
I
demigod?
guess I would.
Yeah, the last time I tried, I ended up
Murdering me?
Did everybody literally go done it?
So in a previous game, Tony's character was dying on the ground,
Off
And-
stream.
and Tony decided to do a medical check and rolled a critical fail.
For the record,
She
she
was
tried
dying
to
anyway.
fake out a gunman by doing Cockney.
You know what?
I don't know how that influences the dice roll, but okay, you don't have to roll to.
Oh my god!
You wasted it.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'm
Oh,
fine though, right?
I wasted it.
No, I think
I'm actually
That'll
more
never
healthy
happen
now than
again.
I've ever been in my entire life.
Thanks. No, I think actually White Owl's taking care of you.
Oh, I feel a lot better with that.
That's what.
I just rolled a 12. You're welcome.
Unless I
For
get a
what
1-up.
move? You didn't have a
I
move.
was gonna comfort and support.
Show
Yeah.
off my.
they're there. They're there.
So I rolled a 12 to comfort and support.
Okay, you know what? We'll give that to you.
Oh, is she gonna clear one of my conditions?
Yeah, miss. Oh, I don't want you to touch me.
I didn't want
So,
to, but she
they
obviously
mark.
rolled
Well, here's the
well.
thing. You mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels if
Oh god.
you open up to her.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Not worth
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And
No,
on a 10
look at how the
plus-
dynamic
And
is
on a
shifting.
10 plus, I can clear my own condition.
Do you want to die?
I'm
Do
giving
you
back
just
my
wanna-
afraid. I'm not scared anymore.
Would you rather die than open up?
Yes. And scene. She is dead.
I think I'm assisting the owl.
Oh yeah.
And like,
It is
as
the last
I'm doing
episode,
it, I'm
so
like,
death is fine.
I'm trying to talk
Yeah, it is
Arete.
off the table, motherfuckers. I just want you to know.
I think as I'm doing this, I'm trying to talk Arete through like what we're doing. Like, hey, you know, Owl's really good at this. Like, she's gonna have you fixed up in no time. Like, you're a demigod. I'm sure you're gonna heal really quick. Like, you got this. It's cool.
Fine.
I can't.
Don't worry, we'll have you back next season, champ. You'll be in the first string like always.
And Owl says, Sparrow's right. You're not the first. You're not the first deity that I've had to fix up before.
Yeah, it's probably weird that we can bounce back a lot better than those normal folks.
But you'll probably be her last.
That's so mean. I open up about how I feel guilty that I'll walk away from this, but Helix is off being
Okay, that's
Is that
great.
how you do
Yeah.
it?
Can you maybe actually play the scene?
roleplay. Oh no.
Role playing on the role playing show.
Vulnerability. Your face doesn't help.
I like how this is both drama and not.
Yeah. Thank you. You're the realist, Ethan.
Don't get too high with your hands.
Just
Miss punching.
Yeah,
cameras.
once again, punching the...
camera.
Oh, man.
It's awful that we couldn't have helped Helix like this.
I'm sure she wouldn't want us to feel badly that we weren't able to help. We did everything we could.
You did help her.
Yeah, well.
She's not here right now, but
Zeus or like someone will do something.
that's the other thing about that's the other thing about this life is that while the bad guys don't stay down for long, neither do we.
I just think Helix would have really liked to punch a robot.
She would have. Especially trusts robot.
Yeah, definitely trust robot.
Or should we say his brobot?
Ugh. Jordan really wants to laugh at that. Irritated with that.
I think you see for like the barest hint of a smile crosses Owl's face when
Robo bro.
Robo Pro.
Robro.
Watch out, it'll be King Bro next.
Don't make me laugh.
That just means that you're going to have to do Helix's punching for her.
I can do that.
I know you
Legendary
can.
strength, all that fun stuff.
So, Owl is trying to influence you here.
Oh boy.
She's moving your danger up and your mundane down.
I'm gonna have to push back against that.
It's a no for me, dog. If you are pushing back against it, you just roll. There's nothing you add to it to push back against that influence, and then I'm sure everything will work out just fine.
God. Rob.
Somehow it's not comforting when Rob says it.
No. It's really not.
You're sure you're comfortable with those colors of dice? The dice colors?
Don't get me started,
Okay.
okay? I didn't have time to roll through all of them and find out the ones
Yeah.
with the best percentage ratings.
I picked mine two at random.
Yeah, this isn't a 6-hour stream.
7.
7.
So you choose one. You clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. You shift one label up and one label down, your choice. You cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
I will go ahead and it's so hard because you use all of your stats. I really hate putting any of them down.
Sorry we didn't play a game with a
I
dump
don't know
stat,
if I've
bro.
ever used danger.
Well, that's because...
Okay,
To be
he
fair,
hasn't
that's
used
because-
the directly engage a threat stat.
I was going to say, to be fair, you haven't been in a fight all season
Yeah.
longer than it took for you to go, see ya, and then leave. So, I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
The thing that always gets me is I don't know how to immediately act to prove people wrong. So I'll just do...
Well, okay, so she's trying to make you feel
more normal.
No, she's trying to make you feel less normal about it by saying, like, it's okay. We, like, basically,
Yeah.
we're in this together. Like, that's what she's telling you.
I know.
Are you going to defy the togetherness of the team?
I know. That's what makes it so hard because Rob, like, wants you to want it. He's really good at his job, guys. It makes it very difficult for the rest of us. Yeah.
I mean, you could try telling Arete that in an alternate dimension, this is going to screw with your stats.
Yeah. White Owl, you don't know what you're doing.
Well, sometimes, and I've been learning this on a more regular basis, sometimes parents tell you one thing, and the lesson learned is something else entirely.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I'll do...
May I make a suggestion?
Sure.
If you, at the very least, for modifying your, or at the very least for what to do to rebel against this idea.
That would be great.
What if you basically say, you stand up and are like, no, I can handle this. Like, fine, you want me to, or her saying like, oh, we can work this together, and you're like, no, it's up to me. I'm the one who's got to stop
Cavalier,
this.
bitchy move.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
like you having
I am still really pissed off.
even if you're not necessarily condition angry.
Yeah, I mean, I am condition angry.
Oh,
right
you
now.
are. Oh, even better.
So,
Well, and how do you get rid of that again?
by being a bitch.
I thought it was running away from
It's
No.
hurt
Oh, okay.
someone or break something important. Does the team count as something important? I'm joking. I don't want to do that.
Well, I would
You're
say
such a birch.
I would say that if you, depending on how you,
Phrase it.
well, depending on how you act, you could definitely, well, you could hurt White Owl, you could hurt Aunt Arete.
Ooh, and she already feels bad, so that'd probably be a pretty easy
Target.
Yes,
target.
it's a lot easier to kick people when they're down when they're
just for
on the
covering up
ground.
stabbing you. I just okay. So what I do, I stand up, shrug them off, and say, we haven't been together this whole time. Why would we start now?
Ooh.
Walk out the room.
We're locked in.
No, I think she like
No.
She
Yeah.
walks,
Oh.
leaves a Arete-shaped print
Arete-shaped
in the wall.
basically. Well, I actually like the fact that like you've been like sitting there like trying to fiddle with like the okay, I think I've got the second circuit, and she just and walks right past you.
Yeah, and I'm just like, the whole time!
Here you go, Ron.
Can I smash the keyboard one more time with my tomahawk?
Is there a keyboard
Yeah.
left to smash?
Probably not. I smashed it all.
You went to town on that keyboard.
I imagine that it was like barred shut, so I had to peel it open
Yeah.
inside and then just walk through the.
All right.
open.
See you later. Okay, so how do we do this?
I need to go back to my house.
Why?
I need to get my mom. Is your mom a robot?
Don't you have her like backed up to the cloud or something?
No, I don't have my AI mother backed up to the cloud.
Well, why not though?
Because I don't want my mother in the ether. I didn't even want
Okay,
you guys
yeah.
to know about
Yeah,
her.
okay, yeah. Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
What do you mean, why?
Okay. Like, where is his house in comparison to where all of the attacks are happening?
Well, here's the thing. The attacks are happening in like the downtown area.
Yeah.
But OWL says that it's not just the AU tower. That's the main problem. Right. It looks like that when we defeated Trust, he activated some sort of protocol, and all of the other heroes who have been using Supr are now allied with him directly.
Next time, back your mom up on the fucking cloud. Forkin' cloud. Okay, let's go. And the whole time I'm like doing Find My iPhone on my mom.
Okay.
Is that how Gamergate happens?
Okay, so you're heading out to back up your to go collect Alexis.
Correct.
Okay. I did. Okay.
And I'm not planning on splitting the party any further unless I...
Well, there's only two of you at this point.
That's what I'm saying.
So where do you head to when you storm out of the Gold Cove?
My mom's. Because there's a giant robot running around. Supers are going crazy. And my mom's normal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And especially, like, I just had a scare. Helix just got hurt. I want to at least make sure my mom knows where to get safe before I go to try to crush this robot between my tiny, tiny hands.
You did a sneaky install Find My iPhone on your mom's phone?
What is that?
Okay.
This got really weird. Did you ever decide on your mortal mother's name?
I think Mom. I
all right.
know my aunt's name is Estrella.
Right.
I don't think we picked
Greek.
Mom.
I thought we did.
Let me check my notes. I don't think we did.
I don't think we did.
If not, chatters, if you want to come up with a very mundane name for the lost legacy part of Arete, feel free to drop some suggestions
Greek.
in chat. Like, honestly, I want to
Persephone.
say no.
She might have like.
I want
even
to say just
changed her
Helen.
name. Yeah.
Helen Hunt.
Got some Kelly. Got some Luna. Anyone else?
Persephone.
Wanda.
I think Helen because that's a nice, still Greek, but also very mundane.
Mythological.
Helen of Troy. The most beautiful woman in the world.
So, what terrible thing is going on when you get to your mom's house? Because I'm gonna be, oh yeah, I was just outside smoking.
That is a
Your
terrible
mom
thing.
smokes?
The
She's
casserole's
the rebel
burning.
of the family. yeah. She's the rebel of the family.
So, here's you come on the scene and oh, for gods, there is a city bus that is wedged into the building where your mom's apartment is.
Rob, you can't kill all of our parents.
Not all your parents. I mean, I've got plenty of other.
Why would you even say kill?
Because he would.
I've got plenty of parents. I'm bringing that one back. Come
Leave my mom
on.
alone.
That is wedged into the building, like the floor above where your mom's apartment is. But it is wedged in a way where you can see the bus waver.
Are people in there?
Yes. And that is where we will take our first commercial break. For...
Tawny, if you would.
Rob!
And we will be back with our second act of Masks Future Shock in 10 minutes. We'll see you then. And welcome back to Act 2 of Issue 6 of our season finale of Masks Future Shock. When we last left our heroes, Arete had arrived at the apartment building of her mortal mother, Helen, to discover that a teetering bus was had been thrown into the building by the vicious melee caused not just by the AU Tower giant robot, but also by the various superhero clashes that have been happening in the streets because of the big freak out of the super chip. So, what are you doing? Oh, did you think I was going to do the thing where I go to like, okay, well, we'll come back to you and give you time.
I did think that. Rob never puts us out of our misery so fast.
Are you looking for your mom, or are you saving the people on the bus?
There's like
wheels on the bus go round and round.
There's so many more people on the bus,
Round
and
and
my
round.
mom might not have even been home.
Don't worry, your mom will live on forever. Here.
Wow!
Whoa.
In your cape.
I didn't even have to do it this time. I mean, you could take time and assess the situation, or you could run in there and defend.
Yeah, I'll assess the situation.
Okay, that's what I would do if my
first.
mom was trapped in a burning bus building. Is watch.
Oh God. Oh, that was not bad. So
Mixed.
that's 8
Plus your superior.
0, so that's 8.
Okay. So you get to ask one of those questions, and you take +1 while acting on the answers.
How could I best?
I feel like the third question is probably the one
I
you want
agree.
to ask.
Yeah, I know. What here is in the greatest danger? The teetering bus.
The bus
No, I
people.
think your mom is.
The orphans
Sure.
underneath where the bus could fall.
The
Okay.
orphan ducklings that are on the street
Yeah.
that just fell out of it.
So, quack kills. How tall is this apartment building? Just like a couple stories, or
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna jump up to my mom's window.
Okay.
And just enter in directly there to see if my mom is inside.
Okay. So go ahead and make the defend roll. So roll plus your savior here.
Savior's a little bit better. That's 10 plus 2. That's 12.
All right. So, you keep them safe and choose one. Do you add a team to the pool? Do you take influence over your mother? Or do you clear a condition?
Ooh.
It's just like...
well, I don't have any conditions anymore, so that's nice.
So, kish! You come smashing in through the window.
Came in through the
Your mom gonna
bathroom
regret.
window.
And You're lucky. You're glad that you did because your mother is on the floor as flames are engulfing one of the walls, and you scoop her up and quickly. Well, what do you do? I shouldn't drive because you're. You tell me how you save your mom.
Yeah. I scoop up my mom. And I jump back outside. I assume there's this fire escape nearby her window.
You tell me.
And I do like a slide down a couple of the sections, just holding on, and get her to the ground.
Okay.
Before climbing back up to try to get the people on the bus out.
Okay.
So I'll leave her down.
I'll even make it easier for you. You land with such power that the bus actually shifts and starts to slide out of the building, and your mother looks up to see you. Just calmly look up, put up your hands, and
Catch him. Yeah, so cool. And I
and I imagine there's like a big splash page
Yeah.
like your mom on the sidewalk, seeing you in all of your power as you gently, carefully put the bus.
I open up the back door and help people get out.
You're such a nice young woman.
Someone
Thank you.
pinches your
Arete is
cheek.
here.
Vote for Arete for team leader.
I have these Arete buttons.
I am not a sparrow.
See, I try to become a team player, and you guys
We're just
egg
pushing
me on.
Yeah.
Egging you on?
Yeah, I said that on purpose.
So
I have my playbook.
I would throw eggs at you.
I have my playbook of bird puns. It's fine.
You're a bird pun.
No, you're literally a bird pun.
Not anymore.
That's fair.
all right, so let's end this flap. We're going to have you. So you get the people off the bus. Do you stop and say anything to your mother before you head off somewhere else to do more good, or do you take a moment?
I'll.
Or do you just leave her there like,
No, I'll
Say
say
goodbye.
something to her. I finish helping the people off the bus, and I go to my mom. Do you have someplace to go? The estate is probably safest. There's not a lot of people there. And the supers stay clear. I doubt
is Estrella there?
she'll go there right now. There's so much going on. But if you hide in my room, she usually leaves my room alone.
Take care of yourself. I know you're not going to be safe. You're going to live up to this thing. But
I will.
You will.
I will.
She is moving your danger up, but your mundane down.
So I took influence over my mama
Oh, you did.
during that defense
I thought you were
thing.
erased to.
She was out.
No, I didn't have. I didn't
you
have
did take mama
conditions,
influence.
yeah.
Okay.
So I took mama influence because she's not a team player at the moment. So I didn't. I felt like it was okay to not add
That's
a team
fair,
to the
that's
pool. So I will. I mean, this would be a +1 against rejecting their influence,
Correct.
right? So
And I don't think you actually have to smoke that. You just just got it.
just reject it.
Well, I mean, you still have to roll, but you don't have
yeah.
to like burn the influence.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll roll first before deciding what I want to do here. So that's a solid 6.
It's like
Plus
eating a
one.
sparrow.
Plus 1, so
Is
that's
7.
7.
That's
Which
that's
is-
still good enough.
Woo!
Because technically you would have had an 8 because you assessed the situation.
Oh, and I had a plus 1.
And you had a plus 1,
on
so-
that.
So I apologize for guiltily mocking you like 15 minutes ago. I'm very sorry. Super sorry. So when you reject their influence, you choose. You can either clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. You can shift one label up and one label down, your choice. You can cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
It feels so mean to cancel my mom's influence.
And yet, she just tried to mess with you.
Yeah, I know. This is a growing moment for Arete. So she's going to cancel her mom's influence and take +1 against them. Against her. I pat where I got injured, where I'm showing that there's probably a little bit of blood
Yeah,
left
there's
over.
still blood.
I did kind of get stabbed and then
Yeah,
come
you
immediately
did-
here.
You did massively stabbed.
So I just
Go ahead. I'm
pat
sorry.
my side where there's blood and say, even if we get hurt, we get back up.
Okay.
Get there safe, Mom. And I go on my merry way.
All right. Meanwhile, how are you? Now that Gold Standard is shooting at you, are you staying in there, or are you carting around? What are you doing?
I would like to try to teleport directly behind him, but if I could, leave an illusion of me standing in that spot.
Okay.
Very Loki of you.
Okay. The old you got me copper
Yep.
move. Okay. Actually, I like that. I like the idea that the first panel is the eye blast, and the second panel is like you getting hit like square in the chest and like going flipping over like a $1,500 leather couch, and then the third panel is a Gold Standard, threat assessed and eliminated, and then there's a slight camera shift, and you're standing like behind him. What do you do?
I just want to... I want to punch him.
Have you ever punched anything?
Are you directly
I am.
engaging a threat?
Oh my god!
It is the
Currently
last
at a
episode.
-4.
Oh my god.
I think negative.
No, because do you have conditions too?
I'm
or-
angry.
Oh,
Or I'm afraid. Which -2 to directly engage the threat.
you would wait until you were afraid to do this. Just so you can justify when you never do it again.
I tried to punch that guy that one time, and it didn't work out.
It really
Go
hurt
ahead,
my
roll it,
head.
Ethan. Roll the dice.
So so your danger is a -2, and you also have afraid, which is a -2 to directly engage a threat. So that's a -4. Good luck, everybody.
Wow.
Oh.
That would be a 1.
Ooh, okay. So you're gonna mark some potential.
It wasn't the pink die that rolled the one this time.
So does your copy go like, don't look behind?
No, I know what happens. You're like, and a second blast of gold laser beams shoots out as another Gold Standard suit appears out of the elevator and blasts you.
Oh, the suits are autonomous now.
The old from the old you got me copper to the old how many suits did you make, Mr. Stark? Game. So I think
Take a powerful blow.
that's not a powerful blow. I mean, you're going to take a condition from that, definitely. And now you've got 2 Gold Standards on you. How does that make you
now
feel?
The platinum standard.
I don't think that's how it works.
Maybe hopeless.
Okay.
One
just-
moment where you were like, I can do this. I can be a hero. And then, poof. Nope, can't do it.
I successfully saved a group. It was the most successful thing I've done in a long time.
Yeah.
Then you tried to punch something.
Yep.
You've been mainly specializing in groups. It's different when you fight one-on-one.
Pheasant.
All right. So what do you? So now that you, so that smashes you into the liquor cabinet. And the two gold standards turn to look at you. What do you do?
Can I assess the situation?
Sure. You didn't take the condition that zaps that, did you?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Just everything that involves hurting other people.
Yeah. We have certainly discovered that Figment is neither a lover nor a fighter.
Yeah.
So my superior doesn't have a mark on it at the moment.
So it's probably just your stat.
Yeah.
Your
So it's
base
probably
stat?
just the where it
two.
started, yeah.
Mhm.
So that's a 10?
That's a 10.
All right. So when you're assessing that situation, you get to ask 2 of those questions.
What here is useful to me?
Mm.
That's from my criminal mind.
Oh, yeah.
Assess the situation.
All right, Mandy Patinkin.
Every time.
Get down with your bad self.
Is that an extra, or is that one of the ones you have to pick?
You can always ask one of the following, even on a miss. And then
Okay.
it has a...
Okay, so you actually get the 2 on the regular. Okay.
The self-destruct button? Crazy!
Weird. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
What
It's just
here
weird
is
that you're making a
useful
move.
to me?
What here is useful to you?
Yep.
Instead of just immediately fleeing danger.
I mean,
It's so weird.
there's some cash that's not immediately valuable, but it will be later.
I've been brooding over,
Being a
Felix
dick.
being dead.
yeah. So I'm trying to do something.
You got this, bro. Go Figment.
Well, the knowledge that there are basically suits on patrol within the tower bot is definitely useful.
The brobot.
The brobots, if you will. Hashtag brobots. Not actually hashtag rope, but okay. I'm just gonna confuse everybody. So
Yeah.
like what is there something in particular that you're looking for?
Gold watches.
No, like-
eggs. Oops.
Crunch.
Like a off switch kind of thing or something.
Control panel.
Switch this is off. Oh, okay.
Or fatal flaw.
Death Star, man.
Oh, I have an idea.
The ripcord.
Magnets.
How do they work? No. You know what? Because you asked that question, I don't want to say, "Oh, it's a thing they already know." I think there is like an occult artifact in here that is that maybe ooh,
A moonraker.
yeah, Moonraker
Golden
laser.
gun?
No. Like you're looking around and there's a like a library case full of rare books, and there's a spell book in there that you're pretty sure they didn't realize was actually a spell book. They just bought it because it looked nice.
All the gold filigree. That'll do it.
What's the best way to end this quickly?
Leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surprising answer.
And
First rule of a knife fight: get the fuck out the way.
They're lazy.
I think I basically know the answer to the rest of
Same
these. Okay, so I have a weird idea.
Well, here's the thing. No, ask the.
It's the most vulnerable.
Okay, so what's your weird idea?
I'm assuming these suits are still hollow, right?
Ghosts. Ghost
Nah.
suits.
I would
Edward
like
Elric.
to try to teleport inside a suit.
Ew.
Okay.
Ew. Ew.
That sounds like you were kind of pushing your powers there, buddy.
I don't know why
Maybe.
I'm grossed out by this.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
It's grossing me out. What if there's ghosts in there? Then you're teleporting into ghosts.
Why would there be a ghost?
Ghosts, man. I don't know.
Suit ghosts.
Are you having a flashback to a different game that we played?
So this is
Maybe-
Unleash Your Powers?
Maybe.
Yes.
I think Tony's just
Okay, so I have a
her own
-2 to that,
headcanon.
so that's a 0 total, and
You know that's how I roll, right?
that's a 10.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Which one do you teleport into? The 65 or the 72?
The 72.
Okay.
Just because you want to get your disco on.
And immediately there's like a intruder alert, intruder alert, intruder alert.
Does it smell like the 70s?
A little whiskey, a little shag carpeting. And you're so what are you trying to do now that you're inside the
Provoke the other one to shoot it.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll provoke. Add superior +1 because you're acting on the assess the situation here.
Ooh. That is a 4.
Ooh,
5 in total.
Both of the dice rolled 1 again.
Would you like some new dice, Ethan?
Every other roll was good besides this one.
That's not true. You've marked potential before now.
So does the robot just start freaking out, going like, "There's a human in me." Ew, ew.
Gross! I'm really grossed out. I don't know why. Ew!
Okay. So here's what happens. You put up your arm and basically are like, okay, come on, shoot me, and it hits you, and it hits you square in the chest, and you go flopping down. Threat neutralized, and you hear word chunk, word chunk, word chunk, and it leaves, and you're just chilling out there in the smoldering suit. What do you do?
Leave the suit.
How?
Teleport.
Huh?
Good luck.
That doesn't seem to be working right now.
assimilated.
Like you're like, okay, cape. Cape's not moving. As we cut to
Fredward!
two of you.
Mhm.
Did I find my iPhone on my mom yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Um,
Or I guess find my trust phone.
branding. You arrive at your apartment complex.
Mhm.
And you come across, or so you're going into your apartment to go get Alexis.
Mhm.
Okay. That's going to be difficult because the entryway to your apartment is frozen shut.
Frozen?
Frozen. We definitely can't sing any of those songs because we're going to get sued. So,
I didn't even start humming yet.
I still have not seen it.
Nope. But I do know that Idina Menzel did some of the voices, so.
me neither. My daughter hooked onto Moana, and that became her.
Yes, winning.
So
I knew I loved Blue.
anyway,
You guys, my mom's in danger right now.
Do I happen to have a can of hairspray and a lighter?
I think.
You left
Well,
in
I
your
think-
other cape.
Did you leave?
Jacket. No, I
Uh,
went with him.
Well, I'm going to say, but did you leave? So is it just the two of you? Did White Owl go and do something else?
I would think we wouldn't want to split the party any further, but if she had other shit
Well, she
to do,
probably
and
wanted
she's
to
kind of
actually
the
get
mayor
her
and
like
whatnot, like
suit on at the very least.
okay,
Well,
so
that's
maybe
right,
we
she
made
wasn't
plans to
suited up.
rendezvous at City
Yeah.
Hall or something.
Okay.
Yeah, she probably thought me running to my house didn't need White Owl backup.
Yeah.
No, get the big cap. Get the big sleeping bag. Get the big sleeping bag. And like literally frozen, encased in ice.
That's cold-hearted.
And
Captain Cool.
waiting out front is a villain that you recognize.
Scheiße.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
I was thinking that.
Her name is Cold Snap. And she basically looks like she's waiting for somebody. I don't know how you guys approach, like, I don't know if you can really do sneaky since you're all light and shining and blah, 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 blah.
Right, I'm very a beacon of, yeah.
Can you distract? I will go around the back and climb up the building or something and get into your house
Okay.
and download your mom.
Well, she's on like a thumb drive chip.
I'll just grab the thumb drive.
Yeah. So.
And I'll rappel back down the building or whatever. We can get out of here and go.
Okay.
Sure. I'm cool with that.
So I think you're gonna provoke someone here.
I am gonna provoke.
So how are you provoking Cold Snap?
So she's a villain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So have I encountered her before, or is this my first time ever meeting her?
I think she has a connection with your dad.
Okay.
I think that so her backstory is basically she became a villain because she was a hero, but her team got murdered, and she basically feels like there was like a conspiracy to, you know, like no, the truth is out there, and I'm going to find it.
Okay.
And I think that's why she's here, because she's waiting for you or your mom, who smartly turned herself off when Cold Snap went to knock on the door, to basically get you to come with her to go talk to Moonshot, because she thinks that he was somehow responsible.
Oh wait, so for what again? Sorry.
For killing her ex-super team.
Okay, gotcha. Her name's Cold Snap. Okay, I go. What do you want, Cold Snap? I don't have time for this.
Who are you?
I'm Horizon.
You're not the person that I'm waiting here for, kid. Get out of here before I turn you into a glacier.
I would love to, but see, you kind of iced my front door. So if you could un-ice my front door, that would be great.
You live here?
I do live here.
Oh, do you know the Braddocks?
I might.
Well, tell them to get out here, and I'll be on my merry way.
Okay, how about you let me in and I'll tell them.
Roll that provoke.
It's a fair point. They just let me in and I'll tell them.
Let me in.
Hi, I'm a superhero.
Oh, God. So is that plus anything?
That's going to be plus your superior.
Oh, good. Okay, that's an 8.
All right. So, they stumble towards you. They stumble. You take +1 forward against them. They err. You gain a critical opportunity. They overreact. You gain influence over them. They are going to choose the critical. They're going to. You're going to gain a critical opportunity because your argument with Cold Snap allows Sparrow to get in the apartment. So tell me how you ninja your way into the building.
Where can I mean, I have all kinds of gadgets, so I'm assuming I just like.
You tell me.
Oh, yeah.
That sounded sticky.
and then do the whole Batman climb up the side of the building, or the back side of the building, and then just like with the back of my axe, just quietly break a window.
Quietly break a window.
I'm gonna cover it with fabric first, so it doesn't go smash.
But
I think that's
when you get into the building,
With fabric.
all of the lights in the apartment turn red, and you hear "Intruder alert! Intruder
Hey, hi.
alert! Intruder
Alexa?
alert!"
Yo,
Wrong. That's copyrighted.
That's okay. I was talking over it.
Alexis, hey, yo, I know that you don't know me.
Identify yourself.
Yup. Hey, it's Sparrow. I, work with your son?
Oh, you're one of Sean's friends.
Hi. Yeah, he wanted me to,
And she appears.
he wanted me to, oh, you do have you look like a person sometime. Okay.
Of course I look like a person. Why would I not be a person?
Yep. Sean wanted me to come and take your thumb drive.
Very inappropriate.
Because there's some shirt.
Good.
There's some shirt going down in the city, and he wants you to be safe. Not here.
Oh, okay. Do you have the access password? Cut back to.
Cut back to. Did I give her the access password?
I text him really quick.
Yeah, you're. Let me tell you something, kid. You think that other people are going to have your back, and they will, right up to the point where they leave you or they die. Is that what you want? You want all your friends to disappear? I mean, I'm assuming that you're dressing up as a hero because you have some kind of ability that you want to use to help make the world a better place. It's not going to.
I'm sensing some history of your own.
How many people are on your team, kid?
That's
What day of the
unclear.
week is it?
Yeah.
It varies.
I mean, that's literally what I want to say.
Well, it's a Wednesday, so.
Because they're all going to disappoint you. Maybe they won't do what you tell them to, or maybe they won't be there when you need them, or maybe they're just they're just going to die.
Well,
And you won't be able to stop them.
that's just it, though. I'm not worried about them disappointing me. I'm worried about disappointing them.
She is trying to influence you. She is trying to push your mundane down, and she's trying to pull up your... She's trying to pull up your danger.
I'll allow it.
Okay. And that's when you get the text from Sparrow.
At this point, I'm like, can you give me his security questions? I will try to answer them.
Yes. What is question 1 of 15? What is the unladen airspeed of an African swallow?
No.
I'm sorry, that is an incorrect answer.
I don't remember the line from the movie.
Only
Is it-
3 more
Is
attempts
it
before.
African or European swallow?
Question 2. How many gigawatts of power were required to activate the flux capacitor?
Ooh, if you don't know this, ultimate fail.
57.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I didn't even want you to be on my team anymore. Question 3 of 15. Meanwhile, you get the text from her like, "I need your password to access."
Sparrow
Okay,
sucks,
so
Arete rocks.
I say to
Relax.
Cold Snap, hold on, I gotta take this.
Oh shit.
Can I call
Are you? So
Now a nice spot. So
yeah, your hand is now frozen in.
Phone.
I want to just look at it and then look at her slowly and heat it up and
Ooh.
break your phone.
But without
it's a
breaking your.
trust phone.
Yeah, you can.
It's the
If you want to blow up the
owl
phone,
phone.
you can do that. But
the hoo.
or if you just want to break the ice so that you still have your phone handy. That's
Oh yeah,
gonna-
let's do that because that's cooler.
well, that's going to require you to unleash your powers here because that requires some pretty fancy,
Manipulation.
I'll get a new phone.
But I need the password.
Oh.
All right, kid, let's see what you got. And you guys throw down.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile,
You still got some security questions.
I
to
start
answer.
guessing passwords.
So is it a percentage game?
How many attempts do I get?
you have one more attempt before I activate Death Kill Protocol.
No, I mean how many tries do I get to try the actual password? If I
You have one guess left before I activate Death Kill Protocol.
I start rooting around his movie collection, like maybe there's a clue in there.
Are you going to assess the situation?
Oh! Hey!
Or
Or should I pierce the
Yeah,
mask?
or maybe pierce the mom.
Pierced. Ugh.
Also very
about that.
inappropriate.
I'm gonna pierce the mask.
Okay. So roll plus your mundane here.
My mundane is a 0, so fingers crossed.
Ooh.
11.
Hey.
All right. So you get to ask 3 of those questions.
How could I get your character to let me through the firewalls without the password or answering the security questions?
I have a very simple answer to this. You claim to be Sean's girlfriend.
Oh. Hey, so
You're not even going to ask the other ones?
Yeah.
That was-
Get as much
I get to
information
ask 3 of these.
possible.
Oh
Damn.
my god.
I mean, as long as you're here.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to be my girlfriend, totally cool.
How could I gain influence over you? Same way.
Over AI, mom.
Yeah.
Jerk.
Same way.
No. Basically, you tell... if you tell Alexis about how valuable Sean is to the team, because I don't think he talks about... Like, you don't tell your mom about your superhero stuff, do you?
No, I don't.
Then, yeah,
This
she
is a
wants...
picture of my team? No, it's a picture of the A team.
Yeah, so if you basically tell her how good of a superhero he is, then you'll have influence over her.
Okay. And what do you want me to do?
She...
Do robots want?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
In this world, yeah. She wants to help her son.
Okay.
I mean, she may be... I mean, she's still a mom at the heart of it, and she wants to make sure that Sean does well and, comes into his own.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to talk her around then.
Me and Sean haven't gotten to that stage in our relationship.
Okay, so let me explain
You're the worst.
what we're trying to do right now. There's a thing going on in the city. It's bad. There's like robots, and it's exploding.
She
and
gestures
boom, and-
over to the TV and it flips on, and you start to see like the aerial shots of like the carnage.
I speed up the Find My iPhone while I'm talking.
Oh, you don't need to do that because your mom's on TV.
Rob!
Is she or is she not in handcuffs?
No, she
taking
is.
notes?
No, she. Well, actually,
on her phone?
it cuts back to the studio, and
She also broke into the mayor's office. I'm just saying.
what is?
Yeah, that's true.
I forgot your
Emma.
last name. Is right.
Elliot.
Last name. We actually have a reporter that is live on the scene of the AU of the AU building attack. We're going live to Emma Elliott, and it cuts to her.
Selfie recording on her phone.
Yeah, selfie recording on her phone, and basically, she is literally chasing the robot through the city.
Okay. Hey, Alexis, we need to speed this up. Let me tell you about what we're trying to do.
Why do we need to speed this up?
That's my mom. She's in danger. We're gonna fix this. It's cool.
Oh, okay.
Sean is really important. He's gonna help me do
she
this.
powers down, and like the entire. If your mom is in danger, then I will help.
Aww.
The entire
This is
apartment
so
powers
great.
down, and the only thing that the only thing that lights up is a small spotlight on a little thumb drive that pops out from underneath the TV.
You plugged your mom into the TV.
I mean, that was the only screen in the house.
It's a smart TV.
Thank you.
Okay, so I stick her in my
Thank you.
pocket, and then I'm gonna go out the front.
Okay.
Not the front door because it's frozen shut, but like a front window. I'm gonna rappel down that way.
Okay. Are you helping him engage with Cold Snap?
Yes.
Do you want to directly engage that threat?
I want to sneakily directly engage that threat.
I want to indirectly engage that threat.
I want her to not know I'm there, and I'm gonna like throw a tomahawk at the back of her face.
Well, that's still pretty direct now, isn't it?
yeah, I'm just doing it sneaky.
Stealth
is
kick her in the
all.
head.
Okay,
You're
roll.
already repelling down the building.
Do you trip?
3. I got a 3. I'm swapping dice.
Okay.
You just rolled like 6 good rolls with those dice.
You did.
So, here's what happens. You hop out the window, and
Mark potential.
you've got a cherry shot lined up for with your tomahawk. You pull it and you let it go, and we cut back to, all right, kid, let's go. Thunk.
Horizon down.
As the tomahawk sinks into the back of Cold Snap.
See?
Well, I mean, it hits her and she
Okay.
drops her. Like,
But I failed.
and you're like,
dead?
yeah. And you look as you see the thumb drive that you thought you had secured into one of your Sparrow pockets fall
No, I have
onto
to
the
catch
street. And that's where we'll end our second act.
Did you just kill AI Mom?
that. I know.
We'll be back in 10 minutes for our final act
This
of
one's
Masks.
for you. Go ahead.
Say it.
Tawny!
We'll be back in 10 minutes, everyone, for the final act. And we are back.
I dropped your mom.
When we last
And we're
left
out.
our good night, everybody. When we last left our heroes, Sparrow had taken out Cold Snap, but at the cost of the thumb drive on which Alexis, Sean's AI version of his deceased mom, was falling down onto the street.
Really twist the knife.
Right?
You just make it sound so sad. The only memories of his mother as they fell slowly to the ground to be crushed under the tire of a semi-truck.
Which then backs up.
Yeah.
All those memories disappear like tears in rain.
I'm not crying. I'm making a lasagna. For one.
I don't remember that part of Blade Runner. Was that in the final cut? I didn't really watch that one. But the thumb drive never hits the street. Instead, a white feather pins it to the wall of your apartment building.
Straight through the middle.
Now, let's be real here. White Owl has like specialty feathers that do this stuff all the time. I mean, come on.
Not
And-
this Wednesday.
She's just like, ooh, was that important?
I was just practicing my
It's the-
bullseye skills.
It's the tumor. It's throwing my aim to the left.
30-day challenge, you know.
And there is Owl standing atop the owl wing, which arrived in stealth mode.
Thank fuck.
See, she's fine.
Do you kids need a ride? She asks.
Thank you, yes.
I would love one, thank you.
Chunk. So the two of you hop. I think this might be the first. Have you ever been in the owl wing before?
I feel like I have to have been.
Maybe as a
Mission
kid.
2, the first successful mission, we rode some sort of plane out to a boat.
Yeah, that was the owl
Copter.
boat.
Oh.
I think we were.
No, it was a helicopter.
Yeah.
Because we rappelled down after.
Yeah, we were
Oh, you're right.
down from
Okay.
it.
So then,
No, it was squirrel suits. Squirrel suits.
this may be the first time that you've been in the owl plane. Though.
Yeah. I'm just kind of like,
The owl wing.
I mean, chariot, owl
The
wing.
chariot's a lot
I
cooler.
don't know.
Because it's one of those cool, like, forward
But
vector.
A
wing
magic
like a
plane.
wing jet.
chariot. It's got like Pegasus. that
It
pull
doesn't have
through
a
the
roof
sky.
though.
What if it rains, Arete? What if it rains?
Magic.
Shun the non-believer. Owl, my mom, she's
I know.
We got the robot. The robot.
The sooner we take out the giant robot, the sooner I'll be able to start putting my city back together.
Why is she chasing it?
She's your mother. Why? That's what she does. She chases the story, and we'll get it regardless of what happens. But don't worry, I'm not going to let anything happen to her.
Okay. That's ominous, Rob.
And you see the owl wing streak across the sky, heading towards the giant AU bot. I wish I had named it like Steve or something.
The robot.
But no, the robots are the little ones.
The bitty bots.
Oh, I thought I
Well,
was
the-
calling
the
the big
real-
one the robot.
The people-sized ones, but
Yeah.
not the giant people-sized ones.
Giant people size.
They're all humanoid, okay?
Oh, so they all look alike? Okay.
That's speciesist.
that's
Techist.
robotic. Okay.
Robust?
Robust. Robust. Wait,
God.
that's like robes, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Robust?
No, definitely not.
Rope-roist?
All right. So, are you following Owl's lead here and heading straight towards the main problem, or is there other business you want to take care of?
I think as I was done crushing somebody into the ground, I looked up and saw
Who are you crushing?
a bad guy. I saw the owl plane go, and as I looked in that direction, there was like a storefront window with TVs for like an electronics store, and it was showing footage of Sparrow's mom
Okay.
like
Do you
running.
know?
I know
She's a
everything
reporter.
because I know who your secret identity is, and we've grown up with each other.
Yeah.
I think at some point I may have
Yeah.
realized who your mom
think so.
was.
Yeah.
And I like just Well, fuck. It's her mom. Have to go help save.
I think you just.
Sparrow's
oh
mom.
no! All right. So okay. I want to book this scene this way, but first I want to see what are you up to. Dink.
It's like a tortoise when it gets turned over.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for buttons.
Like you pulled your arms in from the arms. And
Yeah. No, wrong button. Click.
Can't put your head down because of the neck. Thank you so much for putting yourself in this position.
I don't know if I know how to open doors, you know?
So,
It has to be a paddle handle. You don't understand the round, like, grip and pull and twist. Like a cat.
I
You
think
just put lotion on, so now
Yeah. Now you're, like, putting your sleeve over your hands.
you're trying to grab your shirt.
I think you feel yourself start to float, and your limited vision inside the robot, because I'm using that branding now, is that you're basically being kind of hover escorted by a quartet of new robots, and you're being taken off of the main thing and somewhere deep inside the giant robot. What do you do?
You're getting swallowed by the giant robot.
So am I assuming the cape no longer works or just can't work in this tightness?
You don't know.
She doesn't talk to you.
I'm going to see where they take me.
Okay.
Think now, panic later.
Yeah. Yeah.
You feel yourself stop moving, and then you hear a voice say, "Override code Alpha 7905," and thump. You hit the floor, and you're inside like a study. And seated, but slightly flickering, in one of the chairs of the study, is an old man whom you recognize as Gold Standard, or at least this weird flickering ghost version of him.
Hey, old dude.
You just stole a little laugh out of Techmaster. That was a good startle. I watched it happen. It was great.
Mr. Bishop, he says, in that tone that you've heard from teachers and authority figures your entire life.
It's Bishop. Francis Bishop.
Yes, I'm aware. Would you prefer that I call you Francis?
No, Frank.
I had my eye on you, Frank.
Do you still have eyes?
Yes. Especially within this bit of sanctuary.
Can I attempt to throw something at him?
Sure.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I already tried to punch him. It didn't work.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, okay.
What do you throw at him?
A small
Paperweight.
pebble paperweight on the ground. A
There's
couch
paperweights
cushion.
laying around.
And he puts his hand up and...
Oh, shit.
Did I mention that this is my sanctum?
Yeah, but I want to...
And it whips back at you and pops you in the head where you were trying to hit him.
Damn.
If you wish to have a tantrum,
I
you
am
by all
wonderful.
means can. I can
With me.
recreate this very easily, but I thought you perhaps wanted to talk like an adult.
Sure. Depends on about what.
Let's talk about. So, man, I gotta come up with a good occult sounding name for your cape. Like
Fredward does.
Yeah, no.
Alec Cape Zam.
No.
Cape a Cadabra.
No, we're gonna go.
Jonestown.
I'm gonna do this. The Cloak of the Shadow Walker. It's a little D&D-ish, but hey, I'm improvising.
It's like it's no Fredward, but
I owned that cape once. Many years ago. As I sought out to protect the world from the dangers of...
Was that back when you were living in caves and learning about fire?
Do you want to know where your mother is or not?
Last I knew, she was trapped by Dream
Killer.
Killer.
Yeah.
That seems unlikely.
I'm pretty sure I had a conversation with her.
I think you had a conversation with a hallucination brought on by Dream Killer. Isn't that what he does?
Thought he killed dreams.
What we have here is a severed link. I know that Miss Rocket took that cape from me. It was one of many items that she stole from a variety of people like me who like to take these powerful artifacts off the market. She gave it to you to protect you for some reason. Do you want me to tell you how to turn it back on again? Or not?
I think it'd be beneficial to both of us if you did.
He goes over to the to like the one of the side tables, and there's like a little box, and he waves his hand over it. It creaks open, and inside is a injection node with a glowing chip inside of it. All I want you to do is join the winning team.
Hate this guy.
I mean, you're not on a team right now, are you?
It's debatable.
I don't think there's much to debate. Every piece of footage that I've reviewed has given you an opportunity to prove yourself to be a hero rather than a villain, a thief like your mother, and you have failed.
I don't know. I'm kind of a master debater.
Francis, I know that you're trying to get a rise out of me, but I assure you that I am not going to fall for your juvenile tactics, as I am a very, very sophisticated...
Sounds like you might need Viagra to get a rise.
Well. So, what is your answer? Yes or no? Do you...
So I want to say yes and pretend to do it.
Oh, how are you going to do that?
With an illusion.
But if your cape's not working, can you eluce?
I don't know.
Oh, I guess we're
Power's
fixing to
been
find out.
inside you all along.
So I'm trying to think if this is better as a move to unleash your powers, or if it's better. No. This will be an unleash your powers roll, and then if it fails, then you're going to take a powerful blow.
Okay. Let's see. That would be I get a +0 because I'm hopeless.
Now you do have team here that you can use. Remember, you can spend it to act selfishly. Say how your actions ignore or insult your teammates. Remove one team from the pool and shift one label up and one label down. Your choice. Or you can wait until after you roll. And see how that goes.
That would be a 7.
Okay. So,
my thought is I scooch myself back a bit and try to leave an illusion that I haven't.
Okay.
Just like the slightest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So on a 7 of 9, you either mark a condition, which I know you really want to, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
Let's get it unstable or temporary.
All right. So fake you steps forward and picks up the injector gun. I never liked them anyway. And it stumbles, and Fake You's eyes light up green or gold, and the cape flourishes out. And Real You feels a bit of stir in Real Cape. And I think you're like, oh, that's weird. And you glance over to one of these stately mirrors in the study, and there is a ghost of a reflection of your mother. And the intense look of concentration on her face lets you know that you don't know how long whatever connection she has to Cape, she's really straining to reconnect, whereas before it was just a thing, but now it's like, and you don't know how long it will be until she loses that connection permanently. What do you do?
When I threw something, could I tell if he was actually here or if it was just an illusion of him being here?
You know that this is like a projection.
Okay. Well, in his sanctum, can I tell how things are being controlled?
Well, it sounds like you're trying to assess the situation here, didn't it?
Yeah. 4, 6.
So that's a 6?
Yeah.
All right. So that is a miss.
Mark that potential.
Mark that potential, though.
Because I want to flee, but at this point, I don't feel as if I gained anything from this happenstance.
Well,
I'm trying to see how I can get an advantage from the circumstance.
you're looking around like, okay, what here can I smash or take that will scoop
Hey,
up this situation.
Even on a miss,
You
I could
can
ask one of the
question.
following.
Hey!
Woo!
What here is most valuable to me?
I want to be a jerk and say, "Oh, it's your mom's cave. Goodbye." But so you're looking around the study, and you see that over the fireplace there is a picture of Gold Standard in his nicest three-piece suit from, I don't know, the Revolutionary War or
French and Indian.
The Dinosaur Academy.
right from his Dinosaur Academy High School yearbook photo, and there's something behind it. Like, this guy is pretty obvious, so obviously the giant painting is going to have some kind of like safe or something, right? So, how do you try to figure out what's behind the painting?
Slash the shit out of it.
Just grab that envelope knife off his desk.
Well, then I'll be able to see
Go all
it.
Zorro on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just like, because right now the illusionary me is kind of distracting.
Yeah, and it's really like, no, why?
So I just wanna-
tried to kill my fur.
I just kind of want to run up, rip down the painting as quickly as I can, check it out, and then get out of there and try to find these guys.
So, okay, you grab the painting while your illusion is in Tommy Wiseau mode, and pull it down. Like, all right, so all I gotta do is get into this set. What the?
Oh, hi, Mark.
Because behind it is a tube of weird glowing fluid, and floating inside the tube of glowing fluid is a brain.
I said, did I not say how many times last week did I ask if he was a brain in a jar? Just once, but I did.
It's a very large jar.
A brain in a tube.
Technically a tube.
Would I have time to elbow it, grab the brain, and then teleport?
No, because you feel a cape pull you away and teleport. And you dump right into
The owl wing?
the owl wing. With your hand still outstretched. Like, ah! Hi everybody.
Hey, Figment, what's up?
So I was just in the inner sanctum.
Yo.
There, if you guys didn't know, the super old trust is in there. He's doing this shit,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're already there.
and his brain is in a jar.
How many times did I say that? Did I not say that? I said it, didn't I?
I did say that he uploaded his consciousness, and he said I was correct. So,
You were wrong, though.
but he said I was correct.
Maybe you're both right, and
Brain
or you
jar.
can just argue about this the rest of the day.
There was one wire coming from the brain into the wall.
I'm really pissed at you, but I need you to know that your cape is your mom. Okay, let's go.
The owl wing swoops in.
I can tell you how the ceiling looks on the path to the inner sanctum.
Can you get anyone back inside, Figment?
Can I get anyone back inside?
Like the cape is just sort of like drooping and exhausted on you.
No.
Fredward, are you okay?
It's been a rough couple of hours.
All right then. My target assessment is telling me that the best way to get inside is to launch a bevy of rockets at the observation deck at the top of it, and put the 3 of you in there. Are you ready to go?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
We're gonna enter the robot.
Can I look out the windows and see if I can see my mom?
Oh yeah.
Good.
You look out the robot, and she is still, there in the mix of things, and that's when White Owl says, "We've got company," and the big robot opens its mouth. And dozens of brobots come flying out of it, streaking towards White Owl's owl wing. What do you do? All right, it looks like we aren't going to be able to get close enough. Sparrow, Horizon, Figment, you need to strap in. We're going for a combat drop right now. You strap in?
Yep.
Do you strap in?
Click, click.
Do you strap in?
I strap in behind Sparrow.
Good luck. And the 3 of you drop out of the
Sorry.
drop out of the owl wing as it does like a barrel roll move, and get daka blows up a couple of brobots and gets a squad, basically a good tail of them to shoot at their gold beams as Owl pulls off some fancy shining maneuvers.
Commander, this is Red 5. Sorry.
Red leader, Red 5.
Sorry.
And the 3 of you hit the ground and get out of your gear as you watch the giant bot start to lay waste with eye beams. Don't do it. You see your mom on the street in front of you, just in time to hear that awful sound of as the giant bot eyes look down at her. Arete?
Defend.
How do you defend the situation?
Why are you gonna let her do it?
Because I'm the only one not strapped into the escape vehicles.
Because, well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet.
Don't kill my mom.
Oh boy.
That would be a fun twist.
I don't think mom death is fun in any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, thank God.
Jordan's got a -3 to that.
So that's
Somehow she has a -18.
10
I don't
plus
know.
2, so that's a 12 to defend.
All right.
So I use my legendary speed.
Or is this a moment for you to manifest your armor
Shield, which is
Or
what
do you blue
I was.
steal it?
here? And the
sorry.
giant robot is like,
I use my godlike beauty instead of the robot.
Pull your panties
I'm
off.
reading
through
off.
your-
hey, baby.
Yeah. I'm reading off my ability list here, okay? As I do my... Whenever I think of Arete running, I just, I don't know why I think of the, silver mercurial guy from Terminator with his,
Oh,
T-1000.
yeah.
The Tom
okay.
Cruise run?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So she's, just been booking it after the owl plane because she hasn't really called the chariot since she sort of was like, peace out, everybody. And as she sees like the robot do this, just as she's running, gauntlet, cape, helmet, the rest of her armor slowly just comes up, and she slides in front of her mom, and the shield manifests, and like just like a golden glow, and you can't see us, and then it falls away, and it's just us. Fine. A little bit of smoke.
That was awesome! Wasn't that cool, Sparrow?
Are you okay?
Yes, Arete. Listen. Do you have time for an exclusive interview after
Miss
all
Quinn,
this
it's
happened?
really dangerous, and your daughter is safe at City Hall, and you should go there because it's safe. That's where she is.
I'm
helped
sorry,
her
I
get
wasn't
there.
talking to you, young lady. All right, I'm talking to Arete, the new Arete. Are you a different Arete? There seems to be something different about you.
Emma Elliott, go to City Hall.
I would love to explain this further, but you really need to get to a safer position. I know it's your job to take care of what's happening here and tell the people about it, but you can't do that if you die because you're too close to the action.
You're right, Arete. And then she turns, and you're rude.
Yeah, vindication!
Go ahead and move your freak up and your mundane down, unless you
Does she take on the angry condition?
unless you
I will take
resist
so
this.
much
I'll
right
take
now. This is almost as great as when I got my shield.
George is going to be floating around for like the next 3 days. But now the four of you are united in battle against the giant skyscraper bomb. So let's make a battle against a dangerous foe as a team.
Woo!
Does the leader have influence over every teammate?
I don't think anybody has
Nope.
influence over everybody.
I don't have
Everybody
influence.
has the same purpose in the fight.
Battle
this
the
shit
giant
to
robot.
Punch a brain.
Make it stop. Make this stop.
I agree.
Yeah.
Save the
Yeah.
city.
Does any team member mistrust the leader or the team?
I'm not sure who the leader is.
Or
I
the
also
team?
don't trust this one at the very least.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Is your team ill-prepared or off balance? No, I think
I
you
think
guys are ready to
we're
rock.
set.
Yeah.
We got this.
All right, so how are you taking out the giant stompy robot?
AT-AT.
3?
Team is at 3. Lord of the board, thank you.
We need to string up the feet.
I turn to the team and say, I need to get up there.
Well,
For tech things. Tech things! You're gonna do tech stuff?
Yeah, I need to do tech stuff. I need to get up
Okay.
there now.
and this is a large area. I don't think it's a good idea for us to completely split up. So we should get him up there and then
It's not as wide open.
I
Take
have
out
a
the
singular
head.
grappling hook.
I can. I don't know.
I'm assuming I'm not pulling multiple grappling hooks. The chariot! Can we use the chariot?
I call the chariot.
Okay.
Sorry, not sorry.
Over the side rise and just like, yes!
Yeah.
I
Also, we're gonna talk about where you were later.
and the chariot at the same time.
I put my fingers in my mouth and do a whistle that just sort of echoes.
Oh, now you know it's role
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Role playing that doesn't kill Brad's ears.
Yeah. No, I can't actually whistle anyways, so that wouldn't.
Okay, so what is your plan here?
Get in and see if he can lead us to where we need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So-
you can probably zap him inside. I mean,
Will
we've
it
done that
hurt
before,
Cape
haven't
Mom?
you?
Yes,
But
but I
will
thought
it
I
hurt
couldn't.
Cape Mom?
Use the cape right now? We can try.
I'll try it.
But what if it hurts Fredward?
What if it hurts me?
We kind of have a city,
Yeah,
To
but
save.
the chariot could get us.
All
But
up
not
there. But we would
in-
also have to dodge around the flying robots that are going around.
Hey, speaking of dodging around,
All right, you two go in, and we have to. Let's
can
do
I
this.
have everybody make the take a powerful blow move?
Oh, can I?
Roll low, guys. You want low roll.
Can I
6.
roll plus savior by never giving up and never surrendering?
Yeah, you want to you add for how many conditions that you have.
I got a 6.
I don't think that's gonna do it.
So potentially marked.
And you say how you weather the blow. So did everybody miss except for Arete?
I got a 7.
Oh.
So you got hit too.
I got a 4.
Yeah, I got a 6. But
And-
I never gave up, never
So
surrendered.
that's actually a miss.
So on a miss, I go down hard, but leave my opponent off balance and vulnerable.
Oh.
So at least, they're going to be off balance. Hopefully that'll make it easier for you guys to get in there. Just mark
I think
that
I just shoulder rolled out of the way.
potential.
Okay.
I tried to weather it, but wasn't quite prepared.
Is
for
there
the-
any way that I could absorb it?
Yeah.
I will do that.
And what did you get?
I got a 7.
Okay, so you have to choose.
I'm gonna let the opposition get an opportunity.
Okay.
That sounds
Yes.
fun.
Hmm.
No, it doesn't. That's the opposite of what you just said.
All right. So, how do I want to do this? Yeah, marking 2 conditions probably is not the
No,
best
not at
choice
this point.
there.
No.
What, you don't want to inflict a condition on somebody else?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think the rest of his season has been him being a dick to everybody. So
Yeah.
He's trying to end
Yeah.
strong. That's fair.
he's trying to be the shepherd Ringo. All right. Opposition gets an opportunity.
But
Oh,
also,
I
it's
know.
now off balance.
Yeah.
So here's what happens. The golden blast comes out of a wide beam comes out, like X-Men Sentinel style, and swoops down at everybody, and you absorb. So you shoulder roll you shoulder roll behind Horizon, who just kind of opens his arms wide and closes them, and his the beam hits him, but instead of like knocking him out of the way, and it shoots through him. But when it goes through him, it converts into so many different colors and just sort of harmlessly patters off into
Rainbow.
yeah. Basically, it hits him and like shatters into a rainbow that scoops around him. And you take this opportunity to try and strike at the thing. What weapon do you use?
So, I think my shield is like a convertible sort of weapon here, because like the main items are the weapon and the helm.
Let me ask this: do you just try to like Captain America it here and whip the shield at it, or?
I was trying not to be too on the nose.
Hey, man.
So I think it might like swoop into like a club, and she tries to sort of bash it.
Okay.
Try to break it apart. Instead of just, I feel like throwing a shield disc at it wouldn't
We're
do
gonna get
as
a letter.
much damage.
Building sized,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what about this? So, I think you actually do whip the shield, and it wedges into like the knee space of the thing, and that lets you jump up onto the shield and jump again, ready to sock this thing right in its face. And that's when the I-beams hit you. Like, you just mistime it. You're a second too late. And you go flying. You go flying down into the building, and the I-beams are getting ready to launch another blast to finish you off when you create an opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you create an opportunity? Do you have a suggestion, or do you want me to play it?
I thought he created an opportunity for the opposition.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Other way.
Other way.
I mean, you could have created an opportunity for them, and that's why I got demolished.
Well, you pop up to grab her, to get her out of the way, and that's when Cape just slips off of you. And now it's the two of you as the I-beams power up when a rack of Talon missiles slam into the face of the robot as the owl wing swoops past. Instead of hitting you, the gold beams hit the owl wing. And it dives, smoking and burning. What do you do?
I want to run forward and grab the cape where it fell, and then go check on the owl wing.
Okay.
Shit. Oh, God.
I'm assuming it's crashing nearby.
Yeah.
Like near where we are.
And I...
You're out.
Oh, yeah, I am out. Shit.
You're not out.
I'm down.
But
You're
you have
not
no
out.
powers. Okay. Side trip. Grab the cape. Grappling hook, so that we can get in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, are you checking on the owl, or are you...
I need to get him in
plotting?
first, and then I'm checking the owl.
Okay.
We have to stop this attack, or like
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
So how are you getting inside?
Grappling hook.
Yeah, I'm assuming that in some of the melee, an opening was created, and so she grapples, and I take the rope of the grappling, and I'm just like, go save her, and start getting my way up.
Okay. What are you doing? You've got Arete cradled in your arms, and she's out.
I'm
And
going
I have your cape.
to attempt to drag her out of the way.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide if she's very heavy or not. For some reason, in my mind.
She's still a 15-year-old.
No, I
Wow.
realize that, but in my mind, for some reason, I imagined her being
So
extremely dense because of the
rude.
high muscle
Yeah.
capacity. And
It's all of that beauty
It's-
packed into...
I don't know
a
why,
human
but for some
form.
reason, I was just thinking.
She's not heavy,
She's
but she's
filled with
actually
lead.
physically hot. You're like, ah!
And she's
Yeah.
filled with lead, so it's toxic
Good point.
No.
and happy at the same time.
No, I mean, I assume that she's very, like, densely muscled and stuff
Right,
like
that's
that.
what I was thinking. Like, I don't know why that made sense to me, but
Her might is mythic. That's what it says on the sheet. It's what it says on the sheet.
No, that's true. Okay. You've made your way inside of the building bot.
Mm-hmm.
And inside the brobots are all patrolling and trying to keep intruders out, and they swarmed the hole that you guys made after you made it in. What do you do?
I need to make a beeline for wherever not the brain necessarily, but the computer that controls all of that is.
Okay.
robots will carry you there.
If you just
Get
teleport
captured.
inside one. Go ahead. I think you want to. Are you trying to assess the situation here, aren't you?
I suppose I am.
So roll plus superior.
Okay. Oh boy.
Oh!
Okay.
So you're gonna mark some potential here, huh?
Yep. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Nice going. Smooth move X slacks.
Hey, man. You dropped my mom.
You know what? Nothing bad came out of that.
Thanks to White Owl.
I would just like to say thank you to Mamijizu Kamori. I am a horrible person. And I'm glad that you love it. But they also did say that that they love you and you are great and your characters are awesome. So
We love you too.
Hey, we love you too.
all right. I think that you get caught. Like you.
Crap.
I've never used a grappling hook before.
Well, no. It's you're like, okay, where do I start? All right. Well, if I go up and I think and I think it's a moment of like I just go down this hallway and that's when two come around the corner, or maybe I go down this hallway and that's when two come around that corner, or maybe and then you just hear halt intruder and you're like, hi everybody.
I come in peace.
You will be assimilated.
Meanwhile, the wreckage of the owl wing.
Yes. I'm assuming I can like stuff the cape in one of my large coat pockets
For what?
so that I can keep it safe for later for him. I don't know.
Oh,
The cape. His
oh,
cape.
okay.
I don't know. I don't want to fuck it up.
You and Cape is actually pulling you back towards.
I'm gonna check on the owl first, and then I will take the cape back to that one. Obviously she was in the cockpit, so I go for the cockpit.
It's empty.
She got Infinity Stone.
She's
Auto vacuum activate. No. Yeah. And then you hear.
Okay. I go for the Find My iPhone app.
Yeah. Well, then you hear like the clang of wreckage, and she comes stumbling out, and she's messed up but standing.
Okay. Are you okay?
No. and blood, kind of oozes out of her mouth.
I thought she was gonna throw up on her.
What can I,
Quinn. You have to show this to everyone. And she hands you a small like a thumb drive. Like a feather thumb drive. And she looks up at you and says, and she actually takes off her mask. I'm sorry I lied to you. And she drops over. Cut to...
Mid-episode Rob!
Cut to...
Uh-huh.
Inside.
Oh, we're not okay.
Yeah. I think Horizon's like having...
You're in the sanctum with Gold Standard.
Oh, goody.
Mr. Braddock. You're trying so hard.
Klaatu Barada Nikto.
Do young people even understand the art of conversation these days? All of it is pop culture references and sassy jokes. I'm trying to establish something here, and all you can do is say nonsense words to me.
He does it.
Your father looked up to me. He told me directly.
And you're proud of that.
I was before he revealed his true self.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if that's going to happen to you.
Well, no, I'm not my father.
Yes, but like father, like son.
Well, So you're saying Trust is like you then? Because, man, Trust is a douche.
Sorry, I had to access Urban Dictionary for a moment. How insulting!
That was the goal, sir.
Well, then, if you're going to be insulting, I guess there's no reason to keep you alive. After all, it looks like we're going to easily defeat the rest of your little interference team.
Well, I guess it's...
Shoot the picture.
I guess... where am I, by the way?
You're in the study like he was.
Okay.
Shoot the picture.
Did you
I
tear
say,
down the picture? Do we have our
Someone
earpieces
probably
in?
could have put it up.
I say, well, I guess there's no reason...
I think he knows.
I guess there's no reason to keep you alive either. And I want to, if I can, unlock my moment of truth.
Ooh.
Ooh, and just what does your moment of truth do, my dear boy?
Should I read it all?
Yeah, do it.
People have always tried to define you by your lineage, as if from the moment you were born, you were meant to be some villain to be defeated. But they're right, aren't they? That darkness is in you. So right here, right now, you're not fighting it. You're embracing it. Both hero and villain, and greater besides. You're overcoming impossible odds in ways no hero would approve of, and no villain could comprehend. Of course, after seeing what you can really do when you embrace the whole of yourself, the rest of the world isn't going to forget who you really are.
All right. So what do you do here?
I am going to locate the computer that runs all of his AI and plug Mom in.
Okay.
And I think to Horizon that would be essentially killing him.
Oh, perfect. So, here's what happens. Well, because you say, what was the line that you said? Like, well, then I guess
there's no reason to keep you alive either.
And you throw the feather with the thumb drive on it. It hits the painting,
mm-hmm.
and there's a moment where Gold Standard is like, was that your move? Was that the thing that you're going to do to end this whole thing? Behind him.
But wait, I don't say anything to him. I just whisper under my breath, I love you. I'll kick his ass, Mom.
Behind him, Alexis materializes. I love you too, Sean.
Nice. I love her.
And he when he hits the floor, he disappears in a Matrix style, parsing of coding. So what do you want to do for dinner?
Pizza?
Okay. Dr. Pepperoni?
Of course.
Cut to...
Funny enough, I also wanted to use my moment of truth right now.
What is your moment of truth? As long as we're smoking moments of truth here, everybody.
I think I lean forward and close the owl's eyes. I know, that's a stupid movie thing that doesn't actually work in real life, but whatever, I'm going with it. And I need to pull the team back together. I think that's my goal, is to get all of us in one place to end this. I don't know that what he's doing yet, right? Probably.
So, well, read what your moment of truth does.
Yeah. The moment that you show who you really are, your mentor or something different. You can do whatever your mentor could do and more. You can do the incredible, even things they always failed to accomplish. Of course, they're not going to see you the same way, no matter which path you choose.
So, it sounds to me like if you can do incredible stuff, you could bring the owl back from the dead, right?
Is that a thing that
Yeah! Anything you want!
Okay. I'm doing that. Okay. I'm doing that.
How are you doing it? She's like, I really don't want to punch the thing, but I'm going to punch the thing. I'm sorry, Brad.
Okay. The ship probably had electrical wires. I am going to make my own defibrillator.
You're gonna make a defibrillator.
I'm gonna
out of the
make a
wreckage of the
defibrillator
owl
out of the
thing?
fucking ship.
That is totally sweet. I love that.
And I'm gonna shock her back to
That is
life.
absolutely the kind of thing that the owl would do.
Yes.
Is I'm going to make my own goddamn defibrillator.
I'm not done with you yet. So I find the cords and I shock her back to life.
Because of
Like
course
2 or 3 times, obviously.
you got to do it
until
3
works.
times because that's
Yeah.
how the things work. And then
And the whole time I'm like, I'm not finished learning from you.
I still have an internship.
I can't lose this part-time job.
is there any emotional like stuff that you let out while you're zapping here, or like this is your big scene, play it. Like we just had an awesome big scene with Sean and his murder mom.
Yeah.
No. Don't look at like.
Well, so the thing I can do is I can permanently lock one label when I do this. So I'm trying to think. I'm gonna permanently lock Savior at a +2.
Okay.
And I think that makes sense because I'm saving her life.
Like I like that you're like I'm
Play
not
out the
finished
pen.
with you yet.
Right.
You're not finished with me yet.
And I think after like the 3rd shock, and I'm like, everybody lies, and you're gonna tell me yourself.
Oh, that's good.
So good.
That's good.
Hot.
And when she wakes back up, I'm handing her back this USB drive. When later, maybe later. This is later.
I like her eyes pop open, and she sits up.
Throw it at her.
No. She does the one thing that I don't think that you expect her to do. She hugs you.
I slip the flash drive into her pocket, like so that she knows that I'm doing it, and I say, "You can tell me when you're ready."
Thank you. We cut to the aviary. Weeks have passed. The city has rebuilt. The team has rebuilt. And on this day, the owl, who I think comes out into the sort of like the briefing room area. Normally every other time we've seen her, she's been in the owl suit, but this time she comes out unmasked, walking with a cane. The white owl hasn't been seen in these months because she's not been able to be the owl. She's been too focused on being Mayor Littlefeather. But even now, you don't know if she's like the injuries that she sustained in the crash. It's hard to say. But today is the day when she tells you, Quinn, I'm ready to tell you. Gather the team. And the 4 of you are seated. Well, do we want to do a a cut around of like what everybody's kind of doing and or whatever when they get the call, or do we want to just cut to the final bit? Like, do you guys want like solo scenes, or do you want to get to the mystery tablet?
I'm excited for the mystery tablet.
Okay.
Me too.
All right.
Wait, what?
So the 4 of you gather.
For what? What is this? What are you doing?
And Owl is standing there. I made a promise to Sparrow. I made a promise to the Sparrow that I would tell you, or that I would tell her, and if I tell her, I owe all of you an explanation. I told you that I brought this team together because I needed to pass on my knowledge that I needed to spend more time being mayor of this city. But that wasn't true. And then Quinn, I'm sure you deduced that I brought this team together because of my illness. But that was not true. And while I could tell you why I brought you together, I felt that it was more important for me to let the person who convinced me to bring you together tell it herself.
Are you sure this is gonna work? Oh, God, okay. White Owl, I am sending you a message from the future. Oh my God, I know. I'm aware of how stupid that sounds, but I swear to God, I am not lying to you, okay? I'm closing a loop, all right? In the hopes that you can stop someone back then that is far too powerful now. White Owl, if you were still with us right now, you would not recognize Halcyon City. It's destroyed. Everything is destroyed. Oh, God. The villain's name is Aftershock, and it's one of us. Bunch of dumb teenagers that you took in when you found out that you were sick. Is that machine supposed to be going? Is that one of ours? Oh my God, I never got to say goodbye to them. One of us. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I just have to take a little time if they ever see this. This is the only time I'm going to be able to reach them. Okay, I'll start with Figment. Francis. Oh man. I know how much you hurt. I know how much we were all hurting, but you were hurting the most. And I didn't recognize what you were going through. And I was of no help. I literally punched you out of a helicopter. And I just want you to know that you will grow up to be the person that you had always hoped to be. And you don't need to worry about your family because you already have one. And Arete. Oh, Arete. You are spectacular. And I was a shithead to you, okay? I was a direct asshole. It's because I was jealous of you. You are beautiful and you are smart. And more importantly than those things, you have a family. You have a family that loves you unconditionally. And that is something that you cannot find. It's something that you cannot buy. And all I wanted was for that to be my reality. Sparrow, my girl. Oh man, I thank you for treating me with the respect that I did not deserve. You opened up to me, you let me in, you asked me for advice, and for the first time in my life I felt like I was useful. Not just in hitting somebody, but like personally useful. I felt like I could be a friend. And you gave me that amazing gift. And I will never be able to repay you for that. Sean. Horizon, if you're still going by that. I never got to spend the time with you that I wanted. I never got to say all of the things that I wanted. But you treated me like I was a person. When I spent time over at your house with you and your mom, and we sat and watched movies and ate Dr. Pepperoni, I felt like I could just be a human being and not have to pretend to be this hard ass, this hitter, this person who nothing could affect, because you guys just let me be. You guys just let me be me. And could have had a dance. Man, you're the strongest one of all of them. I know that you are the smallest, but you are the most thoughtful and insightful. And goddamn it, you are a brilliant leader. One of us. And I am very proud of you. Okay, I gotta speed things up. Thank you, White Owl. You are the only person, you and my friends, who have ever given a shit about me. And I don't know how to thank you because I didn't thank you then. So I'm gonna thank you now. I am so sorry to put you in this position. One of us. And I love you.
Oh my god.
When the hell did y'all do that?
And that is where we end our first season
I fucked up the timeline.
of Masks Future Shock.
I fucked up the timeline.
We'll be back for our final back pages for this season to talk about what just happened here. So stay tuned and we'll see you in 10 minutes.
I fucked up the timeline.
Back to our final back pages for Masks Future Shock. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't be even laughing, but I'm completely even laughing because half the team was like, "Did I do this? Is this my fault? What did I do? Did I do a thing?" And then we got into a Terminator time loop argument, which is the best kind of time travel argument.
I need to know if it's me.
I fucked up the timeline, so...
So, as you can see, we have some spectacular ideas to explore for season 2. The best way for you to get a season 2 is, well, there are two ways. One, support us. If you support our Patreon, you get to help us determine the future of the show. And the more you support us through our Patreon or through Twitch subscriptions, the more likely it is that we'll be able to come back and do a second season of a show, just because we won't necessarily always have to be chasing after partnerships. Not that we don't enjoy them, but clearly you guys loved Masks, and we love doing it, and we want to do it again. The other way to do it, of course, is to contact Magpie Games, because they have been spectacular partners with us throughout this whole thing. They're the reason why we have cool character art. They're the reason why we've been able to give away books. They're the reason why we have all these books and these dice, which are now cursed and will be cast into the 9th level of dice hell. But tell them that you loved our show and that you picked up Masks and bought it because of our show, and that means that helps us when we decide to go to do a season 2, to be able to go to them and be like, hey, can we get some White Owl art? Can we get some actual financial compensation for the time that we spent making all you cry out there in our various guises,
And editing and
yes, we put our heart and souls into this show, and I personally am very lucky and feel very blessed that I have people who are willing to help me shoulder the load to do this. I started this as a like, hey, maybe this could be fun, and I have been blown away by the support of everybody at this table, both on and off camera.
Well, on the flip of that, I'll just say that we are also extremely lucky to have Rob, because without him, we wouldn't be able to tell these amazing stories.
Oh,
That was snaps.
I
snaps
figured
for Rob.
that. I figured that. Thank you. No,
And also, please tell your friends, share the links. It's everywhere. Just put them everywhere.
Maybe you missed a few episodes in the middle. Catch it on YouTube. Listen to the podcast.
yes, the more the
Tell
the
your
more
friends.
again the more that this show spreads, the more likely it is that we'll come back in 2020 and do a second season. Because luckily we are actually pretty booked out throughout the rest of the year here. We can announce a couple of things, which I'll do right now. But if you want more masks, it's up to you. You can grab a hold of the steering wheel through backing our Patreon or subscribing to Twitch and telling us that you want more shows, or telling us that, oh, I shared the links with my RPG group and they're all listening, or we started a game of masks because of your show. And the more feedback we get like that, the more we're gonna go, okay, so when we have open slots, what are we gonna book here?
Feel free to ask us questions on the Facebook. We'll probably answer.
Mhm.
Yeah, or on the Twitter machine.
Twitter machine.
Before we get too wrapped up in the future, I feel like I still want to do our end of session move, because we need to get set up just in case we do end up doing a second season. So everybody needs to think about if they grew closer to the team, if they grew into their own image of themselves, or if they grew away from the team. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our Patreon, or subscribe to us on iTunes, or wherever your favorite podcast dispensary
If you
is.
like it, 5-star review on iTunes. If you hate it, 5-star review on iTunes.
And on YouTube, make sure to not only like, comment, and subscribe, but also click that bell icon, because that'll tell you when we post a video.
Every
Right.
other Wednesday at 4 a.m. Sorry.
Right. Well, having said that, our schedule is slightly adjusting. So this will be going up next Wednesday, but then our next game is on April 17th. That is at 6:30. We're still doing Wednesdays at 6:30. And our next game, our next one shot, is going to be Paranoia. Paranoia is a game that I've loved for a very long time, and these guys have not played it, so it's going to be their first experience with it. It is a game unlike nearly any. The only other game that I think comes close is Fiasco. It's a game. It's a darkly humorous game where the players are set at cross purposes, and basically anything that you think of when you think of a typical RPG is flipped on its head. The players are at cross purposes. Magic items are actively trying to harm you. Your mission is meant to be failed. All of that stuff. That in and of itself would be fun, but we are also doing this to raise money. We're raising money for RAIN, the Rape, Abuse, Incest National Network, and you can donate to our fundraising efforts in a variety of ways. You can donate money during the stream, and if you watch us live, you will also have the opportunity to win a prize pack that's been donated to us by Mongoose Publishing, who are the current publishers of Paranoia. So if you watch us live, you can do that. If you can't watch us live, or if you prefer to watch us in a different manner, you can donate to our fundraising page, which we have a fundraising page with RAIN. If you go onto our Facebook, or if you follow us on Twitter, I post links up to that all the time. And the best part about doing it that way is if you do it that way, you can tell me whether your donation is going to help or hinder the troubleshooters. So if you want to help, if you want to help the troubleshooters and give them extra clones and better weapons and things like that, you can certainly do that. Or you can prove your loyalty to Friend Computer and donate to me, and I will hinder the troubleshooters by messing with their treason ratings and deciding that they need to test dodgy research and development equipment, in addition to the dangerous mission that they have been given by Frank.
But don't forget that we love you.
And viewers, don't get into Rob's evilness.
Yeah.
You're better than that.
Don't help friend computer.
I don't think anybody's better than that. And that's a treason point for Tony. So you can do that way. And if you join our Patreon, we are giving our entire take of the month of April to Rain as our donation. So that's going to go to them right off the top. We just had a $50 donation just a couple of hours ago.
Thank you.
So thank you to Abby.
We're also teaming up with Bounce.
Oh yes. And if you are in the Milwaukee area, thank you very much, Ethan. If you're in the Milwaukee area on April the 5th, well, I will be there. Everybody else is like, I got a thing to do.
I'm sorry. We still love you. I tried.
I will be at Bounce Milwaukee as part of their first Friday karaoke.
Techmaster Brad will be there.
Techmaster Brad will be there. And
Tony?
his wife, Sarah, who
I'll
will be
probably
joining
be
us
there.
for Paranoia, will also likely be there. And we're going to be singing karaoke. And if you buy drinks while you're at Bounce Milwaukee, $1 of each of those drinks will be going to Rain that they're going to donate for this process. In addition to that, I feel like I'm also willing to basically open up an auction, and whoever wins the auction will get to determine at least one of the songs that I sing. And I don't care. I'll die soon. I don't really have.
Film this for me.
So those are our plans for Paranoia. Then in May, we are very excited to announce that we're going to be partaking in Evil Hat Productions' Scum and Villainy, which is an excellent space scoundrel. Oh, did you sit?
Oh, we put all the books
Someone
over there.
put a book up there.
Ooh, girl,
someone.
look at you. Scum and Villainy, which is an excellent space scoundrel game. If you love Firefly, if you love Guardians of the Galaxy, if you love Star Wars, you'll see a lot to love with the Scum and Villainy game that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing that
I
throughout the
like
month
all of those things.
of May. Good. Then I'm glad we picked that one.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm glad this game won't be agonizing.
why? So we're going to be doing that throughout the month of May. And then in June and July, we are going to be doing a run of Over the Edge, which is the great game of surreal urban danger. Imagine a tropical island where every conspiracy is true. And that's what we're going to be exploring for throughout the month of June and July, because it's a weird, it's gonna get weird. I'm gonna get weird. Let's
get weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be really weird, and it should be fun, because if you've watched some of our more horror themed episodes, you'll get a chance to kind of see some of the stuff that I'll be busting out. Yeah, Jordan's not a fan of a couple of those.
Jordan's still in therapy.
So that's what we've got coming up. And again, if you want a chance to influence some of the games that we run in between, we tend to do one-shots in between our main series episodes. And if you want to help influence that, that's something that we talk about with our Patreon subscribers. But that's what we've got going basically through the summer. And then we're still working on some great stuff towards the end of the year, and we'll announce that once we get closer to.
You can also talk to us and put input in our Discord.
Yes. That's the other one of the other cool things about Patreon is you get a link to the Discord. You can talk to us directly and tell me how evil I am to my digital face. So, how dare you pick on poor Toddy? She's so defenseless. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever.
Did you just call me
she's really not.
defenseless?
She's really not. She has more knives
Somebody
on her.
Discord was. Rob was just quoting them.
Yes.
Well,
Totally.
it hasn't happened
Tawny
yet.
owns a variety of weaponry. Just putting that out there.
There's a spear in our kitchen currently.
Hey, it's a rubber spear.
But she has ones that aren't rubber.
I don't have spears that aren't
But
rubber.
weapons.
I
We're
do
doing-
have weapons that aren't rubber.
We're doing Over the Edge because one of the chatters was like, in summer? Why are you doing horror games in summer? First of all, horror games can be done at any time because stuff is scary at any time. I mean, have you seen us? But also, that's right around when the game releases, so that way Atlas gets to basically point to our stuff and go, "Hey, this new game just came out. If you want to see how you want to see things get weird, go over and talk to Theater of the
And
Mind
Atlas
players."
is awesome, so hit them up.
And summer's terrifying.
Yes.
Heat stroke, you ever have
Also,
that?
you said it's a
There
tropical
are mosquitoes
island,
in the
so...
summer.
Right. So we're going to be wearing all sorts of. I'm going to try
Nothing
to.
but Hawaiian shirts.
Bikinis, no.
I would really like to see Ethan get into a bikini.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
challenge accepted.
My Xbox
Your
profile
Xbox
picture is me in a bikini riding a unicorn.
It is that.
Um,
forgot
Also,
that's what it was.
I know I've been back in
Oh
the.
my
I've been
God.
pushing the Patreon a lot, but if you, we are close to our goal to announce a second show, and that show will be involving a certain person whose physical presence is no longer with us. But
She's a little warmer than we are.
right. So if you want to be able to get that show on the road.
I have no idea.
If you're a fan of Helix, or I slipped. I forgot if you're a fan of our alumni, back our Patreon, and we can start working with them on a remote location. Mamichi Zukamori asks, "I was born in August. Does this make me terrifying, Tony?"
Yes.
Yep. You are horrified.
Actually,
think
you're
that
looking at a bunch
qualifies.
of June and July babies
Yeah.
here.
I'm
Yeah.
June, so we're both terrified.
And I scare them, so I don't even know. All right.
I am a nightmare person.
You too, you're a June baby. We're all June
Yeah, it's
babies.
all- it's
Except
all
for you, you're
sunshine.
July and lame. And
Okay.
This guy.
So now that we talked about the future, let's wrap up the season here. Any questions for me?
Am I the
No,
villain?
good. Okay, so
Did
let's
I
go
fuck
to
up
the
the timeline?
no time for questions. Too late. Let's talk about. Let's start with Arete.
Hi,
Did you
guys.
Grow closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team.
I'd have to say this was a big image growth episode for Arete. A couple of those recently. Just really growing into her character and all she can do. Especially like that scene with her mom, just brushing off what expectations were placed on her by others and doing what she thinks is the thing that needs to be done, and stop taking the influence that her mom has over her, that what she's doing is wrong.
All right.
Yeah.
So which label is going up and which is going down?
So I shifted Freak down and Mundane up. Because even if this isn't normal for the average mortal on this world, it's normal for her. And she's just gonna be doing what she's doing.
All right. Horizon.
I think I grew into my own image because I can't think of a particular team member that I had a moment with, but I can think of moments where, I mean, I faced off against Cold Snap. I, took down Old Man Gold Standard by myself.
Old man gold
Good
standard. He keep on rolling.
For the record, I also think that Horizon is totally cool and would never go bad. Just putting it out there.
Your suggestion has been noted.
But I mean, does that make sense, or
Immediately
did I forget something that happened?
I will point out that we kind of had a moment. But
So what label?
that's true. We did.
What
But I
labels
think
did you?
you grew
I think
into
you're
your
right.
image
Like,
yourself, so.
truth be, I don't want to influence, but I feel like everybody is probably going to pick that second one.
Yeah.
Like this was kind of a we all grew up episode. But what labels did you shift up or down?
I'm thinking maybe Savior up, and maybe, God, or maybe Mundane. No, not Mundane. Maybe Savior up and Danger down. No. Well, I my moment of truth basically had me do what my father did, so I kind of killed somebody. So
I would put Danger up.
I would say either Danger or Danger up, and then maybe
Or
Savior
Superior.
down.
Yeah, I like it. Danger up, Savior down.
Yeah, Superior works too.
I also grew into the image of myself. I'm also having a hard time with what to shift though. So I locked in Savior at a +2 because that was my moment of truth move. I was hoping to have that at 3 before I locked it down, but it just didn't work out that way. I'm thinking I feel like I should shift mundane down, but I don't like living on the edge, so I'm hedging on that.
I feel like Superior really deserves to go up.
Yeah, considering
so
that
mundane down, Superior up.
Yeah,
That's 2 edges.
I know.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Living on the edge.
That's what keeps getting stuck in my head.
Tawny, are you saying that you're worried you're going to go over?
Hey, ding ding ding. Wait.
Or maybe turn evil.
Ooh.
Hey. All right. And last,
I guess I will continue with the theme and say I grew into the image of myself. Because I started actually standing up and doing shit.
Instead of running the F away.
You punched a guy.
I attempted to. I think I missed.
Hey, you know what? You tried.
But because I tried, I was going to move danger up. Because I actually attempted.
The danger thing.
Probably superior down because I failed.
Yeah.
That was everything I did.
That's fair.
All right. Oh, thank you all for sticking with us through our season of Masks Future Shock. We hope to bring it back again soon. But we also are very excited about our slate of programming that's coming up in the next few months. And we hope that you will join us as we continue our tour throughout all of the various games that are wonderful to experience and to be played out on the tabletop universe. So, for Ethan Eichstadt Anderson, Tawny Thompson, Tony Cheek, and Jordan Fishburne, this is Rob Whelan saying, just repeat to yourself, it's just a show. I'm just a game. I blew my line.
I was like,
I'm shocked too. All right. For Ethan Eichstadt Anderson, Tony Thompson, Tony Cheek, Jordan Fishburne, this is Rob Whelan saying, just repeat to yourself, it's just a game. I should really just relax. We'll see you in April, everybody.